welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition here of of the OSC Elite Rising Star 16, day number 3. I'm Gorgeous Live VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to something a little bit different here. I mean, I say something different. It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks in a row now of OSC Elite Rising Star. This is a tournament that does promote and does support up-and-coming players. Basically, there is a restriction, not an MMR restriction, not an illegal act restriction, but if players place too highly in big premier events, they are ineligible. So that's why you don't see some of the big names in this tournament. Exclamation mark, be in the chat, have a look back yourselves to catch up on what has been going on and who is rising up this season. Let's go. Let us go. As I switch things over and catch up on the bracket itself. Oh boy, there is a lot to get into, as this is a massive tournament. It's been 3 weeks so far, and again, this typically lasts around 2 months. Like, think around 2 months, maybe a little bit more. But from the top, we do have Nicoract. He took down Mixu last time. He's up against ArT in the next round. Likewise, ArT, the other ArT, the Polish ArT, took down Shameless, now up against Sebastian. I mean, again, that's a big win for ArT. Shameless, I would have favored to have a deep run in this tournament, but he goes down early. We have Percival, he's up against Moja in a TVT, as Iba did go down. We have Baby Marine take down Jumi. That, I would say, another... would I say an upset? I would say an upset in the sense that it's a shame they faced so early. It's a shame they faced so early. I would have favored, I mean, Jimmy, he is the reigning champion of the previous OSC Elite Rising Star, so to see him go down this early is brutal, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of him in the coming weeks. And likewise, we have Young Yakov also taking down Nudie Soldier. Young Yakov up against Baby Marine. Now, when it comes to today's matches, we are going to be covering this third round. We're going to be covering Nicoract versus ArT, ArT versus Sebastian, and Percival versus Moja. Then we're going to be going on a break, and then we will be jumping down to the lower bracket. Again, we are going to be officially saying goodbye to some players here tonight because we have some elimination matches. Oh boy, lower bracket has been patiently waiting for today, as we do have 4 matches going to be going on down here. There's a lot of matches, a lot of StarCraft. 7 best of 3s in total. Oh boy, 7 best of 3s. Now first, we do have Nicoract versus ArT. Let's go. Game 1 is going to be on Pylon. Game 1 is going to be on Pylon. You know, shout out to all those in the chat as well. Shout out to Babylings for redeeming that first quacker. Likewise, I see Getcha in the chat as well. And Solensvine. Bienvenidos. Quack. Bienvenidos. As we are getting into our first game this morning, in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran himself representing Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Quasar. It is ArT. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our TVP. See chat, ArT versus ArT. Let's go. True. That is the other big thing about this tournament, or about this current bracket, is that we have potential ArT versus ArT in the next round. Oh boy, it's gonna be a chaotic one if we get there. I think there's a good chance. I will say though that I do favor ArT over Sebastian, but I do also favor Nicoract over ArT. So we'll see if ArT can cause the upset. Nicoract has been on fire, especially in this matchup. Show us what you got. Show us what you got, as we have initial probe scout that is going to be moving in. We have the initial probe scouts. Does good eyes in the setup so far. Economic opener here by Nicoract. Single gas or racked expand. Something more tame, something more economic. Welcome to Pylon. Of course, Pylon is known for aggression, known for all-ins, known for just giving the advantage to whoever does take a more aggressive stance in this series. And we'll see who that will be. Typically, it's a Terran player, but not always. Not always here. As Nicoract, he will expand. And force the throw down a little bit off center as well, so a nice little start here for ArT. Just causing a little bit of inefficiencies here. Back at home, we're expecting something more standard. I mean, I say that ArT, he at times can be a little bit quirky in his play. He's usually a little bit more standard, a little bit more macro-oriented, but we'll see if he goes for something crazy like a Robo Opener or a Twilight Counter into charge like that. They are viable here, and ArT has the potential to get into something a little bit different, outside of just Blink. Just blink. Now we have a sentry follow-up. This is going to be for scouting, for the hallucination. So ArT playing it safe. Speaking of playing it safe, safety shield battery as well. And he should be secure. Meanwhile, Nicoract is going for reactor on the racks and add also interacted Hellion. Okay. You have my attention. Reactor's Hellion here into a starport. From here, we can go into drop play. We can go into a Hellion drop. We don't have a proxy starport across the map, so it won't hit too quickly, but we could still make that medevac and go for drop play. Otherwise, we could go for an add-on swap because that is a tech lab on the racks, and we are set up for a swap. Okay, let's go. Now, the hallucination does scout. The hallucination does confirm the Hellion production, so last ArT is aware of the Hellions. Back at home, we should be walling up. Have the attempted wall. Hard Resort sounds like something a walrus would say. Not wrong, I suppose. Not wrong. Oh, meanwhile, very nice force field. Okay. Laying the trap. Hellions get locked down. One Hellion does fall. Gets one probe kill so far, and we might get another. Oh, not quite. Another force field. It's the ArT. Oh, doesn't quite get the kill, doesn't quite get the hell. Oh, Jesus. Doesn't quite get the Hellion. And behind this, we are not going for the add-on swap. I assumed we would be. It's going to be reactored Hellion into reactored Widowmine. So we do have a bit of a different follow-up here. I do appreciate the flare from Nicoract. But behind this, we're going to very fast stim. So we're semi fast stim here from our Terran player. Now, there's a downside to this. That is that tank production could be heavily delayed. Tech Lab is on the way in the factory, so eventually we'll get there. But again, this is going to be very strong and early timing for Nicoract. Gets a third. 2-gate. Ooh, 2-gate blink into a third base, followed by extra gateway. So a little bit greedy here from ArT. So let's go for a greedy follow-up. We'll see if Nicoract can punish. What about just coming in? ArT does pull away. There's the mine shots are going off. Getting a couple of probe kills. Speaking of, and more probes going down. It's going to be 2 probes in total. 2 probes in the sentry. Yeah, 2 probes in the sentry. As Nicoract, he does save one of the mines. And again, he's just keeping ArT busy. He's keeping him busy. Sentry went down, which means we have limited hallucination scouts. I mean, all across the map did not confirm that Stim was on the way. Stim is almost done at this point. Stim is almost complete, and soon Nicoract can just pull the trigger with his Banshees, his Stim, and his tanks. Once again, distracting. It's a Stalker. Ooh, doesn't save the Widowmine. And we just pull the boys. Yeah, we pull the boys. So 2 base all in here from Nicoract. Again, this is hitting with Stim, Banshees, tanks. Combat shields will finish up in the middle of the fight, so it's still a ways away. But on the horizon, it's all or nothing. And what's scary here is that, again, ArT sees nothing. He doesn't know. He doesn't see the... sorry, he does see the move out. Okay, he does see the move out. Thankfully, he's aware of what's going on, but can he get ready in time? He's been quite greedy when it comes to his build. Charge is halfway done. ArT needs time. Time. Oh, nice force fields. Locks the army down. Will delay. Nicoract is moving in. Has yet to siege. So stepping forward. Nice focus firing here on the Stalkers. And here comes the siege. Yeah, it does siege up. Good target firing. Targets out the Stalkers. Probes are going down, and GG gets called. Nicoract, he breaks on through, he punishes the greed, and Nicoract, he'll take game number 1. Whew. GG. Nicoract, he does take a lead in the series. Again, we saw that ArT, he didn't see the move out. He did not have a follow-up hallucination scout. He had the first one, yes, but he did not confirm that Stim was being researched as quickly as it was. He did see the move out just outside the bases, that's true, but that was after he already made the decision to take a third base, to go for a 2-gate opener, to be greedy himself. He did not have another hallucination. He was playing blind up until the move out, up until the all-in. GG. GG, well played. But a part of that also a shout out to Nicoract for his harassment, his Hellion run by, his Widowmine drop. He was doing a lot of damage across the map. Specifically, if you remember, with his Widowmine drop, he killed the sentry. He did kill the sentry, which is also why we had less scouting from ArT. And now we're getting to our next game. Now we're getting to game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the red Terran player. For the Platinum Heroes, it is Nicoract. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Protoss player. Blue Protoss representing Team Quasar, it is ArT. Okay. As now we're getting into a larger map. We're getting into a larger map here, so aggression, these all-ins are going to be a little bit weaker here on ley lines. It means that ArT has a higher chance to actually get into the mid-game, to get into his own comfortable game state. After game 1, I'm sure he's going to be a little bit more adamant when it comes to scouting as well, at least I would hope so. I would hope so. So now we are setting up. And Nicoract once again going for an economic open. Once again, economic start here out of Nicoract. Going for the CC on the low grounds. Likewise, are setting up back at home, getting to a standard build. Standard open. From here, we're still getting to our tech of choice. Waiting to see if we go for a Twilight Council, into a Robo, into a Stargate. I mean, again, ArT did go for a Twilight Council with the Blink last game. He was trying to get into a standard game, but again, he was kind of cut off at his knees. But there it is, a Twilight Council is thrown down. Here we go. Does thread in the shade. Oh. Shade, Marine goes down. A nice little pick up here, but the bunker is now done, and with that, Nicoract, he should be safe back at home. Behind this, going into a 1-1-1, keeping an eye on the tech labs here with the tech lab on the factory. From here, we can go for an add-on top, or we can open up Cyclone. We have options. Meanwhile, ArT, after what happened in the last game, I don't blame him. I mean, kind of. We have 2 more gates, so 3-gate Blink. 3-gate Blink Stalker here from ArT, so much safer here is his play. I would have liked to have seen this last game and seen the previous build this game. Like, this is where I feel like ArT could be a little bit more greedy, but playing it safe. He is playing it safe. Has begun. Getting to tanks, getting into Banshee play. Interesting. So with really fast Banshee and tank production, we can try to go for a bit of a Beyond move out and a Beyond all-in. Okay. You have my attention. What I mean by that is that Nicoract, he could go for an all-in without stim. He can go stimless. Vanilla Marines. Vanilla Marines. Alongside the tanks and Banshees. He may pull the boys with this, as is salvage the bunker that he's rebuilding. Interesting. I mean, back across the map, we do have 3-gate Blink Aggression coming his way. He throws down 2 more Raxes. He's not moving out. Okay. He's not moving out. He's defending back at home. What's going on? That's the second time. The Observer dips in, and here comes the move outs. ArT does spot it. The boys are being pulled. It's possible the bunker was just for show, just for the scouting, just for ArT. We just kept building, canceling. But here we go. Here comes the all-in, and it is a Beyond all-in. It's a Beyond move out, no stim. No stim this time. It hits earlier. We have tanks. We have Banshees. Marines that just hit a buffer, that just hit a tank. But ArT, he has extra Stalkers this time. He's slowing this down. Remember, ArT, he has an extra gateway, so he has extra Stalkers. The Immortal's almost out, and we're running out of Marines. Shield batteries are done in time, and this is running out of steam. Yeah, in the end, ArT is going to shut this down. Rushes on forward, takes down the Cyclone, gets on top of the tank as well. And takes out every single tank. GG gets called. The all-in fails, and ArT, he will take, or he will tie the series up 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We are going to the ace match here again. This time ArT went for a blindly, of course, went for a safer build after falling to an all-in in game 1. And here we saw that he was very well prepared. Thankfully, he also saw the move out with the Observer and was able to be active with those Stalkers. Again, he had more Stalkers than previously, and he also even had the Immortal on the way as well. So much safer play by ArT. GG. GG, well played. We're getting into the ace match, getting into Persephone, and we'll see how this story ends. As spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran player himself. We have, for the Platinum Heroes, being forced into the ace match, it is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player. Representing Quasar, it is ArT. Going to be settling in, and we're expecting another safe opener, right? We've seen two base all-ins in a row, so ArT, I imagine once again 3-gate blink, or even 3-gate into charge, like a charge base opener, but very safe plays what we're expecting out of ArT. I'm really most curious as to what Nicoract's going to bring to the table. Double gas. For the first time this series, double gas opener leads into faster attack, which means we can go into faster Cloak Banshee, for example. We can go into earlier tank production. We'll see where this leads us. It will lead into a faster factory and faster starport. What we do with that, though, yet to be determined. So Nicoract, he is mixing it up. I'm a little bit afraid that he's going to be more aggressive again, and I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the right call to make after how ArT has adjusted, but we'll see. See. It's also possible that Nicoract is not really feeling too comfortable getting to a standard game. So here comes the factory. And are we just gonna calm down? Now there are different ways to play safe as well. 3-gate blink, early charge, early robo. So there's still different options here for ArT. I wouldn't be too fond of the idea of ArT cutting corners and being greedy. That'd be crazy after how the series has played out. But what are the odds he 2-base all-ins 3 games in a row, right? Like, he's done it twice, sure. Third time, no shot. Cobia. He does poke in, does poke out. We have a shield battery at the natural and in the main base. Speaking of safe play. Alright, getting all the shield batteries. is out for his scout. Nicoract moving in. Is going for the mineral line. And shouldn't get too much done here. Gets one probe. And we had assumed with the double gas open we're going into something like Cloak Banshee. There it is. Cloak Banshees are on the way. Early tank production as well. This is similar to what we saw last game in the sense that we're delaying stim. We're delaying stim in favor of tanks and Banshees. Hallucination does confirm everything. Does get eyes on Cloak. ArT already has a robo on the way. ArT should be ready for this. She does move out. He's already got the Observer halfway done. He's got a safety shield battery as well. Shouldn't take too many losses. Nick right behind is getting into extra Raxes. And we'll wait and see if he does end up expanding. Just now getting an Nexus. So there's 3 gateways. Link is finishing up. The Banshee is instantly deflected. It gets no damage. We'll get away. Does barely get away. Nicoract is moving out. Again, this third base was so delayed. I feel like Nicoract should be expanding from here, but he's moving out. He wants that third. Okay. Does move out. Oh, he's gonna get caught out there. Yeah, ArT catching reinforcements. He does not get the tank. A couple of Marines. Double Banshee into the main. Gets 3 probes. At least the tank does barely survive and can be healed up. But I still don't see an expansion here for Nicoract. I feel like at this point we will see a third. So sieging. Yeah, diving on the tanks. 1, 2 tanks going down. Nicoract getting caught out completely. And again, he should not have been out here. Third CC now begins after the tanks get caught. Late third base here by Nicoract. Oh. And things are looking a little bit dire here for our Terran. Alright, he's just healing up. Topping up his army. And from here, the pressure is going to be a little bit more on Nicoract. We do have ArT moving out. Nicoract, he's a little bit more vulnerable without having his tanks, but he's built up his bio army. As he moves out, ArT is moving in. ArT does get into the mineral line. Nicoract, he commits. Does have some reinforcements. He's waiting for the fourth base. ArT out of position. Okay, nice move. Nice move here from Nicoract. Denies the fourth. Does force a cancel. Does force a cancel. He cannot quite dive in. Oh, that's still going to be 17. 17! Oh, good. 17 SCVs going down. Thankfully, no friendly fire. 19 SCV kills. Oof. Yeah, that is brutal. And Nicoract, I mean, he already had a late third base, and now he has a crippled economy. The economy's not quite there. At least he was able to deny the fourth base for ArT, but ArT is still looking much more comfortable. Slowly building up his Colossus count. Second Robo is on the way. This tells us that he's going into Disruptors, not Storm. Disruptors on the horizon. Where's ArT's moving out? Even saving the Prism? Okay. Does barely save it. Prism gets away. And ArT, I mean, there's no pressure on him. Yeah, he doesn't have to move in. He engages, he forces back Nicoract. Behind this, Disruptor production now has begun. Disruptors are on the way. Being active. Workplace are building up. I mean, ArT, he backs off for now, so Nicoract is able to resaturate his third base. Behind this, getting into Ghost production, Viking production as well. Like, Nicoract, he's getting there. He's definitely building up. ArT, he's not really capitalizing on the advantage that he had. He could have tried to be perk. He could have tried to perk in, tried to trade with his opponents. No commits, of course, but trade nonetheless. Just chill. And ArT is going to be the first to max out. Max out. Likewise, ArT, he doesn't have to engage, at least until Nicoract attempts to expand. But once he tries to take a fourth base, that's when ArT can be more aggressive and more active. As ArT should be mass expanding. As you can see, he's fully spread out here to keep eyes on any kind of drop play. There's so many. How many Marauders are there? I look at this army and almost as many as our Marines. 27. Let's go. Like, this is a beefy army. We can tank some Novas. We don't want to, but we can. Okay. Anyway, both armies are maxed. Both armies are maxed out. 4 CCs all the way for Nicoract. Vikings, they lead the charge. Oh. Novas, they do clip the army. Yeah, 1, 2 Colossus is going to be going down. Vikings, they just go to town here. A bit of miscontrol from ArT. He'll lose every Colossus. He'll rally into the army. And now ArT just heavily reliant here on just purely Disruptor. Again, ArT, he just kind of A-moved in, so he lost everything. Ideally, you want to kite back your Colossus, so you want to move your Stalkers forward, you want to be able to focus on those Vikings. This is also where Archons and even High Templar can be a little bit better supportively, just because I have anti-air. Storms can be used against Vikings. Archons can also zone Vikings away. So here we're just switching into just pure Disruptor. Okay. The problem here is that Disruptor's not really built to push in. They're built to punish like your opponent chasing you or pushing into you. Oh, that's a kill. That's a kill, another cancel. There it goes up. Oh Jesus, brutal connections. That was 8 Marauders going down and 3 ghosts. Jesus. Okay. I was like, yeah, Novas have a hard time connecting, but apparently not. I mean, Nicoract, he's in trouble. Nova's A zone away. Mineral Line's gonna go down. Yeah. And apparently ArT just rapid fired Novas. He caught the army. Now we get some EMPs, but it might not matter. As Ghosts to survive. Ghosts are surviving. Just being dealt with. ArT doesn't really have much remaining here when it comes to his main army. Well, Sorkers are going down. Here come the reinforcements. He has to get out of here. Yeah, well, we have to leave. No. Yeah, he does leave the army idle, and he will lose everything. ArT, he will lose the army, but he killed the expansion. He got 16 SCV kills. He got the base. ArT, he has an economy, so he can afford some of these trades, even if they're looking rough. Colossus is now on the way, as there are no Vikings. Now there are 0 Vikings left. DT's ready to counterattack. And ArT's running away with this. Let's go. Oh no, the ArT versus ArT is gonna happen. It's gonna no. It's gonna happen, but not like this. As ArT, he's almost maxed. And there's not really much of an army left here remaining. There's what? There's 1 ghost. And it has no energy, so no EMP. EMP was just used on the Dark Templar. There's no Vikings, no Liberators, no mines. ArT can just send it. We can send it, PAPI. We can send it. In. Pushing into the natural. Now there's a second ghost. True. Novas go up. When they do connect, brutal connections. GG gets called, and ArT will claim the series 2-1, taking down Nicoract and advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here. Again, I was definitely favoring Nicoract coming into this series, but no, ArT was able to bring it back. I would say that Nicoract was overly aggressive here in Game 3. Game 1 and Game 2 were fine, you know, 2 base all-ins. Nicoract, he was testing the waters. Coming into Game 3, I was hoping that Nicoract would have a different approach, and he did, but if you remember, he threw down the 3rd CC after he lost his tanks. He did go for an early push, which was a little bit ill-advised, and he got caught out completely. He lost his army, and it was only after he lost his army that he decided to expand, so it was a later 3rd base, later expansion. He did eventually, he attempted to recover. In the process, was losing a lot of SCVs, eventually did max out, but took some really rough fights, and never really had the economy to sustain those losses either. Just a bit of a shaky early to mid-game there from Nicoract. GG. GG, well played. With that, ArT will claim the series, and with that, we're now getting into our next series, our next matchup. Up next, a very different ArT. We have the Polish ArT up against Sebestis. Let's go. We have another matchup, this time jumping into a PvP. Oh boy. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Persephone, we have the pink Polish Protoss player. Representing the Clan of Heroes, it is ArT. Very different art. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the yellow Protoss player from the land of Czechia, representing Team Roddy. It is Sebestus. Here we go. So we have our PvP, the first of, I was going to say the first of many, but actually not really. We don't have, this is the only mirror matchup, sorry, the only PvP, sorry, the second one of 2 PvPs that we have here tonight. We're going to be covering PAPI versus Night Phoenix later on. Second map. Yeah, not too many today. Crazy. So we have our 2-gate openers, 2-gate opener out of ArT, likewise 2-gate opener out of Sebestus. So far mirrored builds. From here we'll see what pairing of units we do get into. From here we can go into double adept, double stalker, stalker sentry, sentry expand. We have options. Have options. We have our pairing. It is going to be a standard opener here, so Stalker Sentry out of Sebestus, Stalker Sentry out of ArT. So mirrored build so far. It is going to be a tech of choice here from ArT before expanding, though. That's going to be a Robo before Nexus. That is a little bit odd, and we'll see if he even decides to expand. A Robo is a little bit more indicative, of course, of early Immortal production. The Probe is in position, ready to expand, though. Do we go for it? Or do we get an extra gateway? If we get a gateway, then oh, no, never mind. So next gateway, there's the expand. So ArT is going for a bit of a safer opener. I say safer opener. This typically leads into 2-base play. It leads into Immortal production. It can lead into a 2-base Glaive Adept all-in with Adepts behind this as well. But it does mean that ArT is going to have a much more robust army on 2 bases thanks to those Immortals that he can get into. Meanwhile, Sebestus will have the more mobile army with the Twilight Council with Blink. So Sebestus can gain map control. ArT will have a beefier force to work with. Oh, ArT actually going for the War Prism first. Hallucination does come from the Robo, but ArT, he could try to go for the Sentry drop. Let's go. We're loading up. Yeah, we are loading up. We're going for the Sentry drop. Now, what this is you can go straight for the mineral line. You can actually force field in all the probes and then lock them in and just go to town. And here it comes. Yep, Sentry drop. We're going for the Sentry drop. Usually this is with 4 sentries. Here we're going in with 3. But Sebestus is warping in. Yeah, again, this has become a lot more common as of late. Stalkers are in position, and Stalkers able to deflect. So that's down here by Sebestus. Behind this, ArT does get into his own Twilight Council. Immortal production has begun. He's got his first Immortal. Let's try to head in, but he's going to get surrounded. He has to get the hell out of here. The Prism, no! The Prism is going to get away. War Prism does get away. But again, risky moves here from ArT. He does lose 1 sentry. Gets a Stalker. Does trade. And ArT, he's not going into charge, he's not going to glaives, he's going into blink and a fort, so he's going to be catching up in those upgrades. there is going to be a window in time where Sebestis has blink over ArT, but again, ArT, he's got all those models to work with to make up for that, and he's moving out. So is Sebestis. Uh-oh. They do pass by each other. ArT's going for the third, Sebestis is going for the natural. Recalls are going to be available. Sebestis, he commits. Yeah, he commits in. There's a cancel. There's a cancel. Does get into the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down. That is brutal damage. Does force field. Does lock down the probes. Yeah, the probes are locked down. And ArT's going for the kill. Going for the kill. Going for the natural as well. Once. Oh, he also does force field. Locks down the probes. Sebestis is getting into the main. Uh-oh. The main is barren. There's nothing here. There's nothing in the main base. He's going for the pylon. He's going for the Tosis pylon, and he will deny blink. It's going to be close. He will. 1 second away. Blink is denied. +1 is denied. Ay, ay, ay. Meanwhile, we can see force fields here on top of the ramp. Sebestis, he's in position. He is delaying. Oh, no. Ooh, does miss the force field. Doesn't quite get it. There's a recall back home. ArT killed the natural. Sebestis on 1 base, and there's a recall to get out of here. And we have a really kind of odd situation where Sebestis is on 1 base, but he has saturation. ArT is on 2 bases. He has 4 probes. ArT does not have an economy. He has 4 workers. Despite the higher base count, he does not have the economy to work with. Likewise, he's still lacking those upgrades as well. ArT in a rough position. And Sebestis, we're doing it again. Wait, let's do it again, PAPI. Let's roll it back. Oh, no. As ArT does push in towards the natural, we're going for another base trade. You can see Sebestis checking for a third. There is no third. There is no third base. Timing gets spotted. Both players do not have recall as they're both on cooldown. Ooh, those probes do not get away. Probes don't quite get away. Once again, going to be denying +1. This one is not going to be a factor. But when it comes to the base rate itself, Immortals will kill buildings faster. True. Immortals, they will kill buildings that much faster. Probes, they're putting up a fight. But again, Sebestis, he will lose everything here. Everyone is down to 0 probes. Okay. 0 workers remaining. We're just going full base rate here. And how long will it take to kill these buildings? We can see Sebestis trying to make a probe. Both players are. As the Nexus does go down. And Sebestis, he turns around. Remember, like, these are the only buildings we could go for the base trade. With Immortals, probably not. Yeah, probably not. It's like these Immortals, they add so much more firepower. I think ArT takes it. ArT's got Immortals, he has Sentries, he has Force Fields, he has the high ground as well. Sebestis has purely Blink Stalker. He has Micro Potential, true. But I don't think he can push up this ramp. It's not going to happen. He does trigger the shields on one of the Immortals. There's a Force Field. ArT just has such a much more complex army to work with. He can juggle his units, he can preserve them, he can force field. These are the final buildings. Oh, there's 1 probe, but I mean, true, Sebestis, he can't afford a gas. Yeah, okay. My apologies, he did get a probe out, okay. Sebestis, he can get a gas geyser, which means Sebestis probably should have committed to the base rate, actually. He probably should have committed. Remember, these are the only buildings. We could have been working on them. Like, if he had the gas guys or the assimilated potential, then he could justify it. Yeah, now he's a little bit too indecisive. He's too indecisive here. Now he's moving out. Again, these buildings, we could have been working on them. Now, the goal here, I would imagine, is as he does finally send some units out, but again, it's going to take Stalkers so long to kill this, like, only 2. My hope here was that he was going to try to wait for Sebestus to leave, sorry, for ArT to leave the main with his War Prism and then catch him out, because he would have to leave eventually. Yeah, we're going for a base trade. We're gonna get ready for the gas geyser. Down to 2 gateways and a simulator. Oh, so ArT, he actually doesn't focus on those buildings. He's racing back home. ArT turns back around. He is racing back. We do have a simulator here. ArT, what's going on? Remember, these Stalkers, they can try to evacuate with some, well, Sebestus. Okay, he has to be careful. He has to be very careful not to be pinned in. There's that gas geyser. But this was too soon. It gets revealed. ArT, he sees it. He sees the gas. He knows. He does know. Ooh, nice positioning. Okay, he's trying to corner Sebestus. Sebestus, he will lose 1 Stalker. He'll lose 2. 2 Stalkers go down. Sebestus, he does rotate out. And now there's 1 assimilator left. 1 building remaining here for ArT. Sebestus, he does have a gas on the right-hand side, which is about to go down. Again, this is too soon. Like Sebestus, he threw this down too soon. So a bit of a waste of the simulator. Oh, the bait though. Okay. Oh, he does not get the Stalkers. Oh, and he gets punished. Yeah, he gets punished. 1 Stalker goes down. Every Stalker counts. Sebestus. The bait was a bait. Oh, okay, picks up a Stalker. A little bit of miscontrol. Sebestus, we got to be careful here. Does race away. Oh, punishes. There's that healing pad. Oh no, get out of here. Oh my god. The healing pad a big factor as he can just heal on up. Oh, the wraparound. He's going for it. He's going for the final building. ArT, we got to get back home. Now, does he have enough to try to ignore this army and to just dive on the assimilator? I mean, again, it'll take a lot of volleys. It'll take what, 4 volleys? Okay. Now there's only 2 immortals and 2 sentries here. He can go for the dive. He's going for it. Let's go. He goes for it. Yeah, dives in. 1, 2, 3. 4th volley. He gets it. GG. GG. And ArT, and Sebestus, he does take down ArT in game number 1. GG. Ay. GG, well played, Sebestus. He does take the first game here. A very, very tense game number 1. Went down to the wire here with non-stop base trades. Whew. Again, I was worried that Sebestus, he had maybe showed his hand a little bit too soon when it came to his assimilator, but in the end, he was able to barely have enough, able to bypass the main army. Likewise, ArT, he also chose not to kill the buildings across the map. I was a little bit shocked by that, but remember, he did turn back around before he killed the final 3 buildings, even though he had immortals. Like, he could destroy buildings so fast and so quick. I do think that he could have definitely, I mean, it could have gone either way. Could have gone either way there. It could have gone to either player regardless. GG, well played. Sebestus does take the game. GG. Ay. Whew. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into game number 2, and we'll see. We'll see if Sebestus can claim the series. We'll see if ArT can fight back and tie things up. Hi. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have Golden Aura. Jeez, it's been a while. We have the pink Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss representing Platinum Heroes. It is ArT. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the yellow Protoss play with the yellow Protoss representing Team Roddy. It is Sebestus. Go. So I'm moving out. Now, do we end up in another base trade? Do we? Let's go, baby. Let's go. But now, two gate openers. Two gate opener here out of ArT. Sebestus, hello. Going for something more economic. Asking to be all in. Okay. Gate expand. Very greedy build here by Sebestus. And ArT will soon confirm. But this is going to be a bit of a later probe scout. We'll see how ArT reacts. As ArT's going to poke in. Yes, second pylon already back at home. As I mentioned, later probe scouts. Now he sees, now he knows. Yeah, ArT does scout at the natural. He sees how greedy his opponent's being, and now we have to set up for the proxy. We're going for the all-in. So ArT responds with a one base all-in. But it's going to be with the third pylon, so it's going to be a delayed all-in. Assuming he commits. I'm making that assumption. My eyes are on this probe. Stargate opener back at home, doesn't go for the proxy. You can see that he thought about it, but again, he already threw down the pylon back at home. Like that was the brutal thing about ArT's scout timing. So he's opening up aggressively, but he's not all in. So Stargate back at home, this is for the Oracle. ArT will expand, and with the Oracle, his hope is to kill some workers to get some economic damage to catch up. To catch up economically. Good boy. As we do have a hallucination scout, Sebestus. Ooh, he actually does not go further in. He doesn't count the Stargate. Adepts, they do somehow shade into the main. Sebestus is not quite paying attention. And this is getting out of hand. This could become game-ending damage. Not just the Adepts, this is already going to be 7 probes. Oh god, 7 workers go down. That is critical damage already. And remember, we're not done. Here comes the Oracle. And remember, Sebestus, he failed the scouts. He should have seen this. The hallucination did not confirm. And you know what that means? That means no shield battery. No shield battery in the main base. This Oracle can end the game. Thankfully, there are some units in position. Despite that, more probes going to be going down. It's going to be 4 more probe kills. 5 more probe... Oh, gosh. So 5 workers going down. Another Oracle's moving out. And this is just a very shaky start for Sebestus. After an intense game 1, this is looking dire. Sebestus losing 12 probes already. He's losing more. 13. Probe kills. Pivoting back around. Oh. As Oracle does fall. And when behind, Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine is on the way. It makes sense, like Sebestus, he is in a really, really rough place. So we're gonna go into DTs. He did snipe one of the Oracles, and he scouts. ArT goes in, he scouts, he sees the Dark Shrine. He already has detection thanks to the Oracle with Revelation, assuming the Oracle does. Oh no! The Oracle. The Oracle goes down. We can always make another though. The Oracle does go down. We should be seeing another Oracle on the way. Robo is going to be thrown down instead. Should be for the Observer, but I believe we're going to need an Oracle a little bit faster than that. Or detection faster than that. So here comes Sebestis. Force Fields, I try to lock down ArT. ArT, this is not the fight to go for. And then, okay, he has reinforcements. He has reinforcements coming in. He can't overwhelm. Yeah, we're just warping in from a flank. Behind the army, okay. Stalker. Just catching up the army. And he cleans everything up. Behind this Dark Shrine is now done. No DTs yet. Observer's already on the way. So Dark Templar, that's not going to cut it. We do have a pylon to warp in. And Sebestis can maybe force a recall. So here comes the Dark Templar. He's moving in. Head into the bases. And he just commits. He just commits in. DTs, they are getting some damage done, but we have detection back at home, so ArT will defend. And he attacks. And with that, we're going to force the ace match. GG gets called. ArT ties up the series. We're going all the way to game number 3. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We are getting into that ace match. And again, we've had an intense back and forth here, but I would say a shaky game there from Sebestis, losing so many probes to the initial Adepts, failing to scout the Stargate and getting caught off guard by the Oracle. Like, it was just a really, really shaky start, and the game almost ended because of the Adept harass and because of the Oracle harass. That was just critical damage. GG. GG, well played. Now we're getting into game number 3, and Sebestis, we gotta tighten things up. We gotta tighten things up here. We do need a cleaner early game. Let's go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the pink Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ArT. Spawning in the bottom right corner, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Protoss player, the yellow Protoss from the land of Czechia, representing Team Roddy. It is Sebestis. We go. Sebestis may be getting a little bit nervous after being ahead in the series. Hopefully we can lock in. Have our initial 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener out of Sebestis. Likewise, 2-gate opener out of ArT. So this time, no one is going for any kind of crazy economic openers. As a reminder, last game, the reason why ArT was so aggressive was because Sebestis did open up gate expand. This time, he does no such thing. A little bit unwell. Putting on my jacket to stay warm. Ooh, but so far, double adept. Okay, double adept opener out of Sebestis. Meanwhile, ArT opening up. Ooh, Sentry expand. Okay, a bit of a greedier build here from our pink Protoss. You know, a big shout out to Hero to Zero in the chat. God, my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime for 7 months. Thank you, thank you. Over half a year of support. We do appreciate it, man. We do appreciate it. As we are settling in. Again, ArT is cutting corners. ArT is being greedy. Remember, Sentry expand. Meanwhile, Sebestis will be the aggressor, going for a Stargate before Nexus. So much more aggressive build here by Sebestis. He does move out. And we'll see what he can get done. Sebestis does move out. So far, ArT's in position. Sebestis is still taking up as well. Stargate into Twilight Council. And say do not quite shade in. But Sebestis, he is aware of the timing of the natural, so he knows that it was a faster Nexus. He knows that ArT is being greedy. Oh, he shades in, he gets caught out. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Sebestis, he does get caught, losing one, losing both adepts. Ay, ay, ay. Both adepts do go down. Sebestis does hit the natural as well. At least attempts to. Pokes in. Pokes in, gets 2 pro kills. It's some damage. That's okay. That's okay. This does pull away. Pulls away. Both players working towards Blink. I would say that ArT is still in a better position here. I mean, I say that both players have an equivalent worker count, if not slightly greater here for Sebestis. We're now getting to the mid game. Sebestis still has potential, thankfully, to get damage done. He still has both Oracles alive. So find some damage. ArT attempting to expand is going to get caught by the stasis. Not bad. Gonna get caught. As we're calming down. Okay, the game is slowing down here. Both players are expanding. We've had a pretty intense game 1 and game 2 with the base trade and with the hyper aggression out of ArT in game 2. But here in game 3, both players are expanding. Both players are chilling. We're getting third bases. We're slowing things down. And yes, we do have Sebestis moving out, but he has no intention of really breaking through. Oh, gets a sentry. If one of these stasis traps connects, then maybe, but alas. ArT does notice, does recognize, and ArT will defend. poke in. Poke in. Again, still expanding behind this, still teching as well. I say teching. We do see that ArT is actually switching to charge. Sebestus, he is not. He's sticking with a gateway composition, which is purely Blink Stalker. So Sebestus is not going to scale too amazingly here. I mean, currently, I will say that he has the advantage. He's slightly ahead in Stalkers. He has these Station Traps that have potential. But once charge hits the field, that dynamic is going to change. And Sebestus trying to force the issue, pushing to the shield battery. Have an even trade. ArT even punishing. Yeah, ArT does punish. Let up say get across map, probes are going down, double orc going towards that natural. And charge is finishing. That charge now done for ArT. He's got charge, he's got +1, he's gonna have immortal production as well. ArT just getting a better army. And Sebestus is still stuck with pure Blink Stalker. Now, again, pure Blink Stalker is more mobile, so we could see Sebestus like poke in, rotate. Oh, never mind. Gets the Stalkers get caught out. Okay. But the Immortal's here. Yeah, the Immortal's here, which means Sebestus cannot capitalize. He does get a bit of concave though, picking off these Stalkers initially. Get an equivalent trade. As both players getting to +2. Still just mass Stalker for Sebestus. I'm still waiting for the Zealot Warpins, as we have not been able to reinforce. Uh-oh, a bit of a misrally. Yeah, a bit of a misrally. One Immortal goes down. Nice pick off here by Sebestus. Gets an Immortal. That should not have happened. Zealot run by across the map. We'll chase down. There's a cancel. It's canceled. Does recall 3 Zealots to safety. Saving whatever he can. How many gateways are we on? 9. 9 gateways. As ArT has been missing some warpins. There we go. Building up those Zealots. Now, Sebestus can still take some of these fights here if he's able to land some of these Station Traps. For sure. Station Traps, they're being triggered, are coming in from behind. Very nice. Base out the stasis. It does collapse on the army. Where's the Immortal? Okay. It's like, where's the Immortal? Just the one. But against Sebestus is being chased down. We can see Sebestus bleeding out. So many Stalkers. That's 8 Stalkers falling for Sebestus. And a much more efficient trade for ArT. Again, we speak about this all the time, but in PvP, like, Zealots are a big power spike, and Sebestus, he only just now begins charge. Aye. There's such a big window here where Sebestus will not have charge himself. And he has to go up against charge lots. Leading out more Stalkers. Trading gas for minerals. Oof. And ArT is snowballing out of control. Snowballing out of control from here. So we had 8 probes going down. ArT already has Archons as well, so if Sebestus were to reinforce with Zealots, then I mean ArT is ready. We got DTs moving out. Once again, catching at these Stalkers. They will kill the cannon. One cannon is not good enough. Okay. Yo, we got the slow lots. Oh god. And meanwhile, Zelta go him. 18 pros go down. GG gets called as Sylvester is overwhelmed, and ArT will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played, as ArT will claim the series. He will claim it here. Congratulations. Again, Sevestes, here coming into game number 3, a bit of a shaky game. Sevestes, he was just so focused and so tunnel vision on Pure Blink Stalker. As we were emphasizing, Pure Blink Stalker has potential up until a certain point, right? You're on a bit of a timer. You're on a bit of a timer. Once Zelt legs kick in, once the immortal count gets too high, then it does run out of steam. It does run out of just efficiency, and we saw that eventually he got outscaled. So as he got outscaled, he was stuck on Pure Stalker against a more robust, a more complex army. Again, charge ults are a big power spike, as you mentioned, especially if your opponent doesn't go into charge ults themselves. And we saw ArT just claim better fights and claim the series. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations, ArT will claim it, and we are now getting ready for our next matchup here. And you know what that means? That means we have ArT versus, god damn it. We're not casting it today, but ArT is going to be going up against ArT in the next round. God damn it. Oh no. May the best ArT win. May the best ArT win. As I would say they're both quite close in skill, for sure, for sure. Oh boy. So best of luck to whoever casts that, whether it's ourselves or another one of the community casters out there. Best of luck. As up next, we have our next matchup. It is going to be another mirror matchup, a TVT between Percival and Moja. Let's go. Have our Terran versus Terran matchup. And again, best of luck to ArT and ArT in next week's matches. SMH my head. Your plan for Arvazad is to hope someone else casts it. Yes. I'll bring Yaku out of retirement and throw him in. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the German Terran player. We have the pink Terran. It is Moja. We go from one mirror matchup to the other. Here we go. As I believe this is the final upper bracket match that we're covering today. Then we're going to be going on a break, and then when we come back, we'll have the lower bracket matches thereafter. Oh boy. We'll get there. We'll get there. Until then, we're calming down. Till then, we do have a double gas opener here out of Percival. Meanwhile, we do have Moja going for a single gas so far. So we do have a bit of a variance when it comes to our openers. Moja going for something more economic. Meanwhile, Percival going for something more intense, more in the face, more tech heavy. Okay. Here we go. Opening up. Again, Moja, as we mentioned, going for a CC on the low ground. Percival, he will have momentum early on, so he can try to leverage that with his faster factory, with faster helium production. We'll see. Likewise, also means he has access to a slightly faster starport as well. Yes, feels ArT versus... I think I've casted ArT versus ArT before. I must have, right? I feel like now I have to double check. Let's see if YouTube is case sensitive. ArT versus ArT. I've casted ArT plenty of times, but... Wait, I must have. on, sorry. We're getting into our openers. We do have our Reapers diving into the main base. The last Hellion Reaper is here to time to defend. So Moja, he does hold on. Behind this, Percival is expanding. Does expand, getting to zone 111. So is Moja. Percival looking for a way, and he's still rallying, by the way. He's still rallying Reaper Hellion. And we just see that Moja, he did stop Hellion production to get into his tech lab, to get into his Cyclone. There's a window before the Cyclone pops where Percival can actually break through. Okay, we'll see if he does. Oh. This is hoping the Marines line up. Trying to get some splash damage. Gets a Hellion. Oof. Yeah, he gets a Hellion, but he'll lose his zone as well. And Moja's holding. Moja, he does hold on. The Cyclone has arrived. He will chase, he will punish. Moja defense. Checking the final page. Sorry, I have 112 VODs of me casting ArT. Again, I've casted a lot of ArT, and I have never casted ArT versus ArT. Okay, it's never happened. There you go. There you go. Or at least I've never casted it on the CranKy Ducklings. There's maybe a chance I've casted it on the ESL stream. Maybe. Because we have casted a couple of days of like EPT, like Winter Europe and stuff like that on the ESL channel. But at least on the CranKy Ducklings, never happened. Never happened. Let me find out no one ever has. I mean, they must have played. Hold on. What if I... Because basically I was just looking up on the CranKy Ducklings. What if we do ArT versus ArT general YouTube search? I like how I type in ArT versus ArT on YouTube, and the first thing that I get is like a wall of like CranKy Duckling VODs. It's not there. For now, though, we do have our initial bio setup, third TC, so this is actually quite greedy from Moja. Percival, 2-base all in. 2-base, 2-port all in. Let's go! Let's go! We have a second starport. We have Mass Viking Liberator on the way. It's all or nothing here for Percival, and we'll see if we can break through. The tanks are pre-sieged. But that's what the Ravens are for. Again, the Ravens are here to disable. And I'll be honest, Moja doesn't really have that much to defend. There's a scan. Viking goes down. Brutal pickoff. First, he's waiting for his liberation zones. There we go. Liberators have arrived. Does force the unsiege. Now he's moving in. Again, this is the power of 2 ports. Is you get excess Vikings and you get your liberators as well. The boys are being pulled. Yeah, the boys are being pulled all the time. They get thrown down. And Moja, can he get on top of the tanks? Up, he's trying. He does. He gets on top of the tanks. He gets on top of the liberator as well. And Moja, he's barely holding on. Does cost him 15 SCVs, but remember, he has a third base. He has a third he can replenish. Moja, he's holding. Moja. Moja is holding on. 1-1 upgrades about to kick in. Ooh, that's much overextend. Does overextend. In. Nice lane of the Vikings, trying to save those tanks, but last Moja, he will break through, cleans up the tank line, and again, Percival, his third CC is so late. It's such a late third base for Percival. Remember, he was essentially all in. Percival, he had no intention for the game to go on any longer. Nice control. Takes up a medevac. Nicoract does go down. He's just forcing his way through. Takes down the Vikings, takes down the final tank as well, and Moja, he's so close. Fun fact, we casted Percival defeat Beyond. Oh, sorry, I forgot the Gamba, mate. I forgot the Gamba, my apologies. Bit of an awkward time to actually throw down the predictions. But Percival, he actually beat Beyond last night. He beat Beyond in the Sparkling Tunic Cup, I should emphasize. Did beat him in the Tunic Cup. But now Moja pops up, GG gets called, and Moja, he will take game number 1. He will take a lead in the series. GG. Punishing the 2-base all-in, punishing Percival. And Moja, he's 1 game away from causing the upset here. Let's go. Moja is 1 game away. Again, it was a very tenacious hold out of Moja, and I really appreciate that he did pull the boys, just because, again, workers are something that he could afford to lose. So it did pull them in time and did shut down Percival, and with that, a GG well played. We're getting into game 2, and in the top left-hand corner, we have a player that's behind in the series. We have the South Korean Terran, we have the Blue Terran. It is a Percival. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the pink Terran player, the pink Terran himself. From Atlanta, Germany, leading the series 1-0. It is a Moja. Thought me and Live VIP were going on a date, but he kept calling it a run by. What does that mean? What are we doing on the date? Oh no. Ooh, as Moja, I mean, now that he has lead in the series, also not with a proxy 2-Rax. Okay. 2-Rax is upon us. Is going for a cheeky follow-up. Meanwhile, Percival once again double gas to opener 2 games in a row. Percival going for a faster factory. Blindly, Percival, he's playing very safe. Going for a 2-Rax makes sense here on Magnatha. Magnatha is one of the larger maps in the map pool, known for more greedy builds, so Moja's trying to punish a more greedy opener out of his opponent, but Percival is playing safe, going for a tech-heavy style instead. Also, fun fact, as we're getting into this, I actually did look it up. I can't believe my eyes. Like, I can't believe it. Like, ArT and ArT, they've been active in the same era. Fun fact, according to Wikipedia, which does catalog all the matches on Wikipedia, of course, ArT and ArT have never played. That's why we've never casted them. If they played before, then we would have casted them, of course, because we cast everything. But they've never played before. At least I should say on Wikipedia it's a little bit different, because for really, really large brackets, they typically don't actually hold like they don't show like round of 128 matches or 64 matches, for example. So it's possible that maybe they played really early in the tournament, but outside of that, they've never played. It's crazy. I'm sure they play on the ladder a lot, but in a tournament they have not. So meanwhile, here comes the Proxy Marauder. Kills the shell finishing up. Moja does move in, does force a cancel. Not bad. Does force that cancel. The boys are being pulled. SCVs are going down, and Percival just trying to buy time here for his own bunker. Went for Winter Mines? Oh. Okay, I mean, Winter Mines can actually excel here. They can catch Marauder at the same time. Ooh, the boys are being, let's go, the boys are being pulled. It's all or nothing. The boys are here to tank the mine. And we have a tech lab on the way. CC on the high ground. That means there's time here before there's another unit from the factory. The boys are coming into tank. Oh, he's going for a tank, not a cyclone. Percival gets across the map. There's nothing to kill. There's nothing here. It's go time. Yeah, the SCVs have arrived. They will tank that first volley. There we go. Volley gets tanked. The boys are here to repair. I mean, the Reapers honestly give a lot of information. But the wall is being broken. The tank is almost out. Can he get the tank? The tank. Oh my god. Does pop. Does pop. Does siege. We can see Percival trying to... Sorry, Moja trying to get on top of the tank. He's trying to break through. He's trying to break through that siege line. Brutal tank shots. Oh my god. So many rollers going down. GG gets called. Percival, he holds, he defends, and we are going to the ace match. Whew, GG. If Percival didn't move out with those Reapers, if he didn't move out to counterattack, if he didn't see that there were no SCVs, he would not have pre-pulled the boys. He would not have pre-pulled the boys. He would not have been there to repair, to buffer, to tank. That could have been game. That could have been game then and there if Percival didn't counterattack. So very crucial scout there from Percival to see that the boys were being pulled. And with that, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 3. This could go either way. Let's go, PAPI. Let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the blue Terran player. The blue Terran, we have the South Korean Terran player surviving the aggression and forcing the ace match. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is Percival. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the German Terran player. We have the pink Terran. It is Moja. Here we go. Whew. As we've had a very intense series so far, very back and forth. Hello, Moja. As he does skirt around the edge with an SCV. My eyes are on you. He's making them point to each other, accusing them of being an imposter. No. It's just it's the loser has to retire. Remember, that's what happened between Silky versus Silky. Is we have the American Silky and we have the Chinese Silky, both Zerg players. One player won, one player lost, and there's only one that's still around. True. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. As the American Silky did retire. Feels bad, man. True, same with the heroes. So there's only one hero standing out of the two. There's only one bunny left as well. True. Yeah, Danish bunny did retire a long time ago. Eggs, yeah. Argentinian Eggs. He retired like 2 years ago. True. I think ArT and ArT, I think they're the only duplicate left, right? Out of all like the duplicate like names that we have out there. 2X, by the way. Proxy 2X Reaper here by Moja. Not the most committed cheese, not the most committed all-in or anything like that, just because there's only one proxied Rax. Ooh, but we're going for a double Rax into a factory all on one base. Okay, you have my attention. No CC yet. I'm trying to think of the other like duplicate like player names that we've had out there, but I think for the most part, ArT and ArT are the only duo left. Outside of that, like we've had one or both retire. Oh, no, yeah, even Ranger, true, yeah. Malaysian Ranger retired. Bolivian Ranger, still active. True. For now, we are going to be settling in. We are going to be expanding a bit of a much later expansion here from Moja, but hey, he is expanding. It's on the way. As the initial aggression did fail, so it did race back. And now we're getting into our TVT. We can lock in. We can lock in. For now, we have our follow-up. Getting to our 1-1-1. Moja doing the same. His own starport a little bit later. I mean, thankfully, Percival did go for the CC on the high ground, so that means he's going to have a bit of a more delayed expansion because he has to float it down. So that is going to help Moja keep up economically. Where he does move out. A bit of an earlier move out here, just moving out with his Cyclone, a couple of Marines, a couple of Reaper Hellion. I mean, he doesn't have the biggest army here, but he can maybe make something happen with this. Tank is on its own. Can he get on top of the tank? Nice spread, but the rest of the army just reacts. And Moja holds. Moja, he does hold on. He holds, he deflects, Percival going back in. Rotates. The mech does get away. Just keeping tabs on Moja. As we have Percival getting into his interesting reactored starport. Okay. Are we going for it again? Is this a second starport? Are we going for the same build? Twice in the series? Show us the starport. Oh, okay. There it is. He used a different SCV, but yeah, 2-port, 2-base all in. Okay, let's go. Same build at not two games in a row. But if you want to hear for it, Percival went for this build in game 1. He went for it in game 1. Now he's going for it here in game number 3. Now, as a reminder, the Rush Distance by ground on pylon is shorter, so this is going to hit faster. It's going to hit harder. On top of that, Moja, he doesn't have a third CC behind this. He's had a less of an economic build this time. Less of an economic opener. Ooh. Tank save punch the Marines. Likewise, high ground tank taking a lot of damage as well. But here comes the breakouts, going for the disables. Does unsiege one of them in time. But not quite the other. Does get a tank. The Liberators have arrived. Again, that's the purpose of this build, to get into these Liberators, to get into Vikings. And Moja's gonna have a very hard time actually breaking out of this. Going for his own second starport. Let's go. Let's go, we have mirrored builds, almost. So we have Mass Viking on the way. Behind this Percival, he is expanding. He throws down a CC. Ooh, as he does focus on the Liberator. Will cost him 2 Vikings, though. Okay, it does save 1. Oh no! The Raven taking a lot of damage. He's breaking out. The boys are being pulled. And the Raven does go down. And Ravens has to get the hell out of here. Oof. Second Raven barely does escape. Percival loving the setup. Oh, the Ravens! Oh, get out of here! Oh my god, the Raven goes down. Again, Moja being a little bit wasteful here as he will lose every single Raven. And we gotta go. He's gotta go. He's gotta send it from here. Behind this, he does not have a third TC. We gotta commit. Back it up. What is it to defend? There's 1 Liberator, 1 tank. And we'll see enters the Liberator. There are a couple of Vikings. Liberator to siege, tank as well. It's not gonna be easy to break this. Cyclone goes down. Oh no, no! Yeah, miscontrols. Miscontrol. He does push too far forward. Moja overextends. GG gets called, and Percival, he will take the series 2-1, taking down Moja. GG. GG, well played, Percival. He will claim the series. A very intense back and forth between Percival and Moja. Percival, he does claim it though, and shout out to Moja for causing as much chaos as he did, and for almost bringing out Percival as well. Very impressive play there. by Moja, as Percival does win it in the end. Get a very chaotic game, a very chaotic series, what I will say, despite going all the way to 3 games. But with that, congratulations here. As now getting into our second half of the broadcast. We're going to be going for a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here. When we come back, we'll have the rest of our broadcast, the rest of our matches. We just wrapped up with the upper half of the bracket. We can actually catch up on the bracket itself. And here we go. ArT takes down Nicoract. ArT takes down Sebastis. We have ArT versus ArT in the next round. For the first time. They're going to be playing for the first time in a competitive tournament, even though I'm sure they played many times in on the ladder. I'm sure they played plenty of times on the ladder, but never played in tournaments. Meanwhile, Percival, he's waiting for the winner of Baby Marine and Young Yakov. Ooh, so Percival still waiting for his next opponent, but we are not going to be covering those matches here today. We're heading over down here to the lower bracket. Bam! This is what we now focus our attention on. We have so many lower bracket matches to get into. We have 4 series left, 4 best of 3s between all these players. After the break, we'll be back with Hot Mono versus Jomek. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of the broadcast. We just wrapped up with our upper bracket matches, and now we're moving down to the. And I'm dying. Now we're moving down to the lower bracket instead. Here we go. We have the lower bracket matches. We have the elimination matches. We're going to be saying goodbye to some of these players. But it feels bad, man. But we are getting into our series. Into our next matchup here in the lower bracket, Honmono versus Jomek, TVP. Now, Honmono, if you don't know him, he is the cheesiest Terran player in all of South Korea, especially in the Terran versus Protoss matchup. We'll see how Jomek can keep up. I mean, we'll see if he's familiar with Honmono first. True. That is going to be the first big step. Is he familiar, and can he shut down the aggression of Honmono? As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the red Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss. It is Jomek. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Honmono. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we do get into our best of 3. Oh, wait, are they open? Let me just double check. There we go. Wasn't working. Here we go. We are going to be stepping in. And so far, Honmono does have his racks back at home. Now, just because it's not proxying doesn't mean he's not going to go for an all-in. There's some crazy builds that Honmono has, like going for 3 or 4 gateways in the main base, committing into Mass Marine, into Pool of Boys, into Mass Reaper. We have seen him go for variations of 2 base all-ins. We do not expect to see him get a 3rd TC. No shot. As he's opening up single gas. Single gas opener looks like a more economic start. You might not be so cold if you weren't casting while floating around in aerospace. True, true. Ah, no. Not like this. You remind me, I have to get around to watching... what's it called? Alien Earth? Alien Earth came out, like, last week, maybe? Gotta go to space, papi. No time to watch things. Feels bad, man. Oh, no. But yes, I'm trying to keep myself warm. Got my jacket on. Thank you, thank you. Up and out there, we have our setup. We have our initial setup here. We do have Honmono going racks expand into his factory on the high ground. Let's go. Jomek going for a standard opener as well. Again, everything's looking normal from Honmono, but again, our eyes are on his follow-up. It's very common to see, say, a 2nd and 3rd racks. Speaking of, there's the 2nd racks. If we see a 3rd racks, this screams 2 base all-in. It would be a bit of an old school build. 3 racks before starport is very out of fashion nowadays. And there it is. Yep, 3 racks. So this is a 2 base all in. Basically, the goal here is to get into Mass Marine. I believe this is going to be a sim timing, if not mistaken. And you pull the boys, and no starport. You can get a starport towards the tail end of this build and hit with medevacs, or you can hit pre-medevacs instead as we are building up those Marines, as we're building up that army. And it's going to be on Jomek to scout. To confirm what's going on, to figure out what all-in is coming his way. There's a tech lab on the racks. Working towards stim. It's going to be a pretty hefty army with Mass Marine. And here comes that hallucination. go hallucination towards the main. Jomek, he will go in, he will scout, he will confirm, he will see everything. He does see all 3 Raxes, he sees no starport. He knows. For sure, he is aware of what's going on. Before that, we have Heli and Reaper going for the sentry. Oh, sentry does go down. Nice pick up. Now going for the mineral line. Boys are being pulled into Hellion fire. Oh, God. The probes are lining up. Do we get another volley? He wants it. 4. Gets 4 kills so far. Gets up to 5. Gets up to 7. Yeah, 7 workers go down. A nice aggression here from Honmono. Bearing in mind the Hellies don't really scale too well into a longer game as they go back in. Oh, good. They go back in, getting 10. 10 probe kills. Jomek is expanding as well. Ooh, 2K Blink? Oh, no. We're going 2K Blink here from Jomek. Meanwhile, Homeowner, he gets a 3rd CC. He's not all in. Okay. We're breaking new ground. we're breaking new ground. Homeowner, he does honestly really nice economic damage. I would say that if Homeowner were to commit with this stim timing, with this 2-base all in, and if he pulled the boys, he would kill Jomek, by the way. Like, Jomek, he's crippled economically, and he only has 2 gates, and he expanded before the Robo as well. Like, this is very greedy from Jomek on Pylon of all maps. And Homeowner doesn't know. He doesn't know how greedy Jomek is being. It's the one time where I'm like, no, yeah, an all-in would be amazing here from Homeowner, but he's not going for it. He's not going for it. Backing up. Honmono macroing up when he doesn't need to. Let's go. And Jomek is embracing a longer game as well. Here, Homeowner, he does move out. Again, he's just moving out to expand. Jomek does confirm that Homeowner is getting a 3rd CC. And Homeowner is scanning as well. It looks like Homeowner maybe assumed that there was no 3rd. Because remember, he never scouted. So, yeah, Homeowner was working with incomplete information. Ay. Now, whenever Homeowner does expand like this and does get a 3rd base, he usually goes for a mass marine tank. That's typically his go-to, but switching into Widowmine production, still going into his bio army, of course, but he's mixing in a couple of marauders. He's playing out what looks to be a standard game. Okay. Jomek is moving out. Let's move out. Charge is done. He has no upgrades behind this. He's getting a 4th base, but the lack of forge is concerning to me. So 0-0 upgrades. We see Homeowner trying to fully wall up, protecting his tanks. Tank boys are solid. And tank boys are going off. We're running out of zealots. And without zealots, these tanks, they can just go to town. They can and they will. And mash repair on one of those tanks. Ooh, but it does still go down. Despite that, still a better trade for Honmono as he can chase down Jomek. GG gets called, and Honmono takes game number 1. GG. Yeah. Again, Jomek, we spoke about how he had no upgrades behind this. He had no further tech. I didn't realize just how committed he was. It was all or nothing there for Jomek. The fight went too poorly. Homeowner takes a lead. Does take a lead, and now we're getting to game number 2. We'll see if Homeowner can extend his lead and claim the series, or if Jomek can bounce back and force the ace match. Here we go. And spawning in the bottom hand corner of ley lines, we have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss himself. It is Jomek. Down in the series, and spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Hon Mono. Go. We are settling in. So far, so good. As once again, Homeowner, he does not proxy his racks across the map. Are we gonna play standard again? Are we just gonna like calm down? Okay. Honj Mono, has he turned over a new leaf, or was that merely only just a blip, like for game 1? Was that just the exception to the norm? God damn it. What am I looking at right now? What is that? What? Is she drinking water? What is happening? I don't know. Are there any weaves in the chat? Can they explain what's going on? I don't understand. I don't know who this is. Is this an anime waifu? Is this a VTuber, maybe? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think I want to know. God damn it. Este hot modern. SMH my head. So we go. Got racks into factory. So far, everything's looking normal. There's an economic opener here by Hon Mono. Meanwhile, Jomek opening up with his Spotlight Council, getting into play. He's winning by tricking players into thinking he's civilized. True. Trying to make them believe he's not an animal. I mean, hey, it worked. Kind of. Someone does expand. Setting up to have our robo here on 2 bases before expanding. I want to be a little bit greedy, not getting a bunker. We're not really losing too much, as the second Stalker has arrived. Homeowner just waiting for his Cyclone. Biding his time. Jomek, he's going into 4-gate blink. Okay, we're going into something much more aggressive here. Jomek, 4-gate blink Stalker. We'll see if he can punish Homeowner. As Homeowner will punish Jomek, getting a Stalker, getting 1. Oh no! Getting a 2! Oh, barely can. And the recall wasn't quite worth it. Every Stalker does go down. Nice catch from Homeowner. Jomek wasn't quite paying attention. And again, Jomek, he's very committed. Now, this is not an all-in, but this is hyper-aggressive nonetheless from Jomek. Waiting for his War Prison to move out. Oh, Immortal. Wait, what? Immortal? Okay. I guess this is a 2-base all-in. Wait. Immortal's on the way. No Warp Prism, no Warp in either. Jean-Mac is supply blocked. Now is not the time. Brutal supply block here as Homono, he does move in. The pylons, they're just now finishing up. We need some Warp ins. There they come. It does Warp in, and with the help of the Warp in, Jean-Mac, he should be able to hold on, but he will lose 1, 2, 3 Stalkers. Oof. The Immortal does arrive, and Jean-Mac, he will hold. But did I speak too soon? I mean, the Immortal can hold his own. Yeah. The Immortal's perfectly fine. Someone has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. Blink is now done. A War Prism's on the way as well, and Jean-Mac, he's now soon to move out. But very shaky start. That's what I will say. Again, just really unfortunate supply blocks. You have 2 more pylons on the way. Thankfully, should not get supply. I mean, does get supply block once again. We gotta tighten up. Does move out. Does move out. I want to try to move in. Does scan. Does see an opening. I want to go in for the dive. So the dive likewise. So the Jean-Mac going into the main base, going for +1. So we're going for Stim, I meant to say. Stim is going to be denied, and the boys are being pulled into the mass amount of Stalkers. And there's nothing here. Yeah, the Vanilla Marines, they should not do enough. They cannot do enough. Tank is trying to move in. Jean-Mac, do we go for the dive? Oof. These tank boys are going off, and he just overwhelms. At the same time, I mean, Marines are holding their own across the map, but the boys are being pulled as well. And there's the blink. Takes down the final tank. Across the map, we're running out of Marines. There's 1 Marine left, 0 Marines left. Jean-Mac defends and Jean-Mac attacks. Very messy game. Very messy. As both players do lose a lot of workers. That's going to be 40 SCV kills. Homono, he has nothing left. Again, the 4-gate blink does punish Homono. He was not set up, not at home, not defensively. As he never scouted the main, and GG gets called. Jean-Mac ties up the series. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG, well played. We're going all the way to game number 3, and we'll see how this story ends as we're getting into that final game. And again, we've actually seen more aggression out of Jean-Mac than Homono this series. True. Seen a little more aggression out of Jean-Mac. At times working, at times not. We'll see who comes out on top. Spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss. We have Jean-Mac. Tying up the series and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Homono. Repping Doro. Oh boy. Go. Cyclones are pretty nice. Cyclones, they have their place in the early game, but they do fall off. They do fall out of favor coming into a longer game state. If I didn't emphasize it, winding it back, remember Jean-Mac, he went 4-gate blink, which is a hyper-aggressive build, and Homono didn't scout the build. He wasn't fully aware of how aggressive Jean-Mac was. Otherwise, if he was, we'd see a bunker in the main. We'd see a setup here, a bunker in the natural and a bunker in the main base, a tank line as well, 1 tank for each base, pre-sieged and ready to receive. But Homono, he was in the midst of moving out. He was dropping across the map. He was at his natural as well. Homono was out of position. Homono, he had a bit of a misread, or he just didn't scout that Jean-Mac was being much more aggressive than he otherwise assumed. So Homono caught with his pants down. The pants were down. And we'll see what we get into here as we do for the first time. Double gas open out of Homono, going for a faster factory. Going for a much more tech-heavy start. Homono should be expanding hereafter, but if he goes for a starport, which we have seen before, he might just commit into a one-base all-in. but he should be expanding. Here we go. As 111, one base only. Again, the reason why we brought it up, it's a rare sight, but not from Honmono. So we're going back to our roots. We're doing what we do best. We're aping it up. 111 out of Honmono, no expansion whatsoever. Let's go. With this, we have our marine production. We're going for the early tank into early medevac, I would imagine as well, and we can pull the boys with us. We can pull the boys to repair, to buffer the tank. Honmono is going to commit, and whether or not it works, I mean, we'll see if Jamek can scout what's going on. Here comes the sentry. Crucial here. Sentry comes out into the NG overcharge, into the hallucination. We need a scout. We need to figure out that a one base all-in is coming. There it is. There's a hallucination. Meanwhile, Honmono, will he intercept? Marines, they'll miss it. Yeah, the Marines will barely miss this. Marines are spotted. Boys, tanks, SCVs, he knows. Yeah, Jamek, he's seen enough. Shield batteries are on the way, SimCity as well. Confirms the 111. But ideally, he also wants to engage ahead of time as well. He wants to be picking away at this army. Now it's too late. Now it is too late. Honmono is moving in. The tank is within range of the shield battery. Going for the gateway. As reinforcements have arrived, getting a second tank. Yep, there we go. Now he does retarget the shield battery. The other tank is within range of the pylon. Boys are being pulled, but we cannot push into two tanks like this. The boys are being pulled. Tanks, they do focus on the stalkers. Nice retargeting. One tank goes down. It's one tank. But just the one. As that was 11 probe kills. We have a Liberator on the way. We have a Cyclone as well. Tank is moving in. And this position is being broken. So the pylon takes down the battery. Second pylon's within range, does go down. Everything's depowered. Referring to this one shield battery that's on the way. And Honmono is moving in. He's edging ever closer. He's being really careful with that tank. He's keeping it further back. The last is just going for the Nexus. And I'm not so sure that Jamek can save this. He's going to try. He's going for it. Does hallucinate. Gets on top of the bunker. Oh god, we just kite through the liberation zone. There's just too much freedom, and Honmono, he's done it. GG, as he takes out every single stalker. GG gets called, and Honmono, he will overwhelm. He will take the series 2-1. GG. GG, well played. Again, Jamek, unfortunately, he did scout the all-in coming his way. He did not engage ahead of time. He did not slow down the push. He did not slow down the all-in. Ideally, you want to be picking away at the Marines, at the SCVs as well, as it moves out across the map to delay, to deter, to give yourself as much time as possible to get some warp-ins going, to get into your own robo, to get into a mortar production, to get your shield batteries up, to get everything going. Alas, he wasn't quite able to. The army was able to siege up within range of the pylon and the shield battery quite quickly, quite easily. And again, Jamek, he wasn't quite able to engage ahead of time, wasn't able to collapse in early enough. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations, Honmono. He does advance on into the next round. My condolences to Jamek, as Jamek, he is knocked out of the tournament. He is out of the tournament. He is out of the OSC Elite Rising Star. My condolences, but we still have plenty more games ahead of us, and I'm sure we'll see more of Jamek in the future as well. sure we'll see more of him. As we're getting into our next game, we're going to be getting into UD Soldier versus Hatsu. Oh boy. We have a PVC. We do have some Zerg representation today. True. We got one Zerg game. Only one. That's more than we usually get. True. So we're getting into our next series, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the pink Zerg player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Hatsu. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have for opponents, we have the green Protoss player. For CSO Esports, it is UED Soldier. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series. Coming into this, UD Soldier is coming in as the favorite player, but Hatsu has been able to cheese out some big names in the past. Has been able to pop off and actually have some crazy, surprising results. But we'll see if that can be done here in this series. The pressure is on. This is, of course, an elimination match. For the time being, we have standard openers. Nothing crazy. My eyes are mainly on Hatsu in regards to early gas timings, early pool timings, or early Roachborn timings. So far, hatch gas pool, everything's looking standard from Hatsu. So far, so good. In chat. Hi, what's the difference between these tournaments and Wardy TVs? Is this more amateur? Are you referring to this specific tournament or broadcast in general? Wardy TV Monday, for example, is just an open weekly tournament, and that is the equivalent to like Sparkling Tuna Cup or Pegasus Cup. They're just open cups, so they're the same. But this event specifically, as there's a comment in YouTube chat, this event specifically is the OSC Elite Rising Star. This event does exclude top players. Basically, players that place too highly in big premier events are not eligible to compete in this tournament. So this event specifically is for up-and-coming players. That's hence the name Rising Star. So this is for players, for example, like Jumi, like Geralt, like Young Yakov, like Baby Marine. I mean, all the players that you're seeing here in the brackets are, again, players that are a little bit lower, kind of on the totem pole, but they're like up-and-coming, if you will. So yes, this tournament is specifically excluding those top players. They're ineligible. As Hatsu does move out with the initial pack of Lings. A lot of these players that are in this tournament have taken maps and taken series off the top players, but it's about more consistency more than anything, which is where they do lack. But still solid players in their own right, of course. Still solid. UD Soldier just going for a standard build. Again, just Gate, expand into Cybercore. Likewise, going for the Stargate, into Oracle, into a third. Everything so far normal from UD Soldier. Likewise, Hatsu hasn't actually gone for anything too crazy. I was expecting to see some more aggression out of Hatsu, and Hatsu has just been droning. Just droning, just saturating. Hatsu does stay in gas though. Interesting. There it is. It is not normal to stay in gas in such a manner, so Hatsu is going for a very early Roachborn. That's a 340 Roachborn timing. Seeing a Roachborn this early on is a little bit more common if you are up against a Twilight Council opener, but Hatsu sees the early third. Hatsu knows it's a standard build, as Hatsu just saw the Oracle as well, as the Oracle was just affected, so Hatsu's getting ready for her own aggression for most likely an all-in. But the layer is on the way. Okay. Interesting. The layer is in production. And with that, we can get into, we have access to greater tech, we can go into Drop Lord play, we can go into just Roach speed. Gases are now being taken, so a very Roach heavy style here out of Hatsu. I will say the Roach one feels a little bit early if we're going into a lair. regardless. Now getting in. As double Oracle into the natural. Two Oracles do step in. So far, getting up to getting up to 6 drone kills. Brutal start here for Hatsu. Behind this Hatsu, I assumed was going to be committing on roaches, but no, we are taking up into a Hydrogen. So a bit of an awkward start here, but Hatsu is taking quite quickly from roaches into Roach Hydra in towards the mid game. But the big issue here for Hatsu is the economy. The economy is quite low. We only have 49 workers. We need to saturate the 3rd base, get a 4th base up and running as well. Currently, Hatsu is behind economically. So Hatsu is behind. Yuri Soldier is moving in. And Hatsu just now getting into roach production, but last is not really much to defend. Roaches are being targeted. Army just now popping out. Hatsu trying to hold on. Bleeding out a lot of roaches though. A lot of roaches are going down. Speaking of roaches, does kite back. Ideally, Yuri Soldier does want to kite back to the stasis traps, so it does have that safety net. And Yuri Soldier is overwhelming. It takes out all the Zerglings. All the roaches, and these are expensive losses here. Hatsu is being broken, losing the queens, the roaches, and the hydras. GG gets called, and Yuri Soldier will claim the first game. GG. GG well played. Again, Yuri Soldier is coming in as the favored player here. As we mentioned, we were expecting something more aggressive out of Hatsu, especially after we saw the 345 Roach Warren, but Hatsu was just taking from there. Early Roach Warren. Doesn't make sense for the Roach Warren to be that early if we're not being aggressive, just because Hatsu already saw the Stargates, already saw the Oracle, and already saw the 3rd base as well. So a bit of an awkward build there for Hatsu. In the end, did fall behind. We'll see if Hatsu can tighten things up coming into our next game. Likewise, I would say that aggression is favored here as we are loading into torches. Oh, let's go! Oh, okay, never mind. For a moment there was no drone. I was like, are we 12 pulling? Never mind. In the top right hand corner, we do have our pink Zerg. Oh my god. Well, let's go. Okay, yes, it is. We had reason to freak out at the start. Let's go as we are going for the golden wall. We're mining through the wall here. In the top right hand corner, we have for the platinum heroes, we have the pink Zerg player down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back and force the ace match. It is Hatsu. As we open up the low ground and gain access to the gold base. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have our opponent. We have the green Protoss player. We have the player for CSO Esports. It is UED Soldier. Ooh, are we not going for the golds? Okay, you have my attention. We're opening up the center of the map. Hatsu is going for the gold base. So it does take the gold here closer to UED Soldier. But behind this, we didn't go gas first. There's no gas first opener. There's no pool first opener either. Okay. Interesting. This means that UED Soldier, he won't really have much pressure applied to him. He scouts, he confirms the later gas. And does he check? Does UED Soldier check the wall? He will. It does check, does confirm. Now, this is going to be a later scout from UED Soldier. A lot of players do react to this with a Forge, with a Cannon Rush, but we're not really set up for that. Hatchery is spotted. And UED Soldier does open 2 gates. So 2 gates, Cybercore before expansion. This is an overreaction, I would say. If Hatsu had a faster pull, this makes sense, but it's a later pull timing, which means UD Soldier could have gotten a faster expansion. So this is a bit of a misread here from UD Soldier. Bit of a misread. Is going to be very safe, but didn't need to be the same. Even got a second pylon as a part of the wall as well. Jesus. Going double adept. The pressure's on UD Soldier to get some damage done here to make up for the fact that his natural base is so delayed. Soldier does move out. Does move out. Going for the gold. The two adepts, they can one-shot drones. Now there are thankfully some Zerglings out, but these are slowlings. Oh. As one Zergling goes down. That goes the second. Yeah, mining is going to be denied. Hatsu not able to gain access to the gold patch. Mining across the set, going for the Link Flood. He's going for the Link Flood, going for the all-in. It's all or nothing here for Hatsu. She does not plan on saturating that gold. Shield batteries are on the way. UD Soldier. Does UD Soldier recognize what's going on? The wall is open. The points, the points are being pulled. And UD Soldier can always recall back home. The boys are being sent out. Lings, they bust into the main. They're going for the pylon. Oh, going for the probes. And the queen does waddle in. Pylon is going to get targeted. And Eps are still across the map. Uh-oh. Yeah, Eps are across. Lings, they come in for the surround. They do lock down the zealots at least. Oh no, the queen! The queen gets surrounded. Yeah, the queen is going to be surrounded. Zealots they do fall, but they tank so much thanks to the shield battery. Adepts they do make it back home, and UD Soldier is holding. UD Soldier, he will hold on. Cleans up all the Zerglings. Adepts they pop off. And Hatsu at least. Oh no, no, the drones are mining. No, I thought the drones were being pulled to fight, but no. They were meant to be mining, and no economy. Yeah, zero income for Hatsu for so long. If this was mining, Hatsu could have been reinforcing the entire time. Could have been reinforcing. I don't know if that would have been enough, but it would have been closer. An unfortunate slip up there. More Zerglings are amassing. I mean, there's no macroing out of this. So Hatsu, we gotta commit. Gotta commit. I say that gas is on the way. Interesting. It'll take a long time to tech up into anything, whether it's a Baneling Nest or a Roach Warren or a Lair. It'll take a long time. Prism does confirm saturation. Hatsu moving out, but the force field is thrown down. So we get into the main. Again, nice force fields. Ensuring there's no mining going on. Here comes the final push here for Hatsu as the queens are waddling in. More Zerglings to reinforce. And attempts to get on top of the sentries, gets one. One sentry goes down. Where's the Guardian Shield? It looks like a second sentry may be able to fall. Yeah, it does fall as well. We're getting a third sentry. UD Soldier skipping Warpins. Has been missing Warpins. The wall is open. Lings, they flood into the main. But the Queens are going down. Down go the Queens. Lings, they do get in though. Oh. Get into the main. Catching a couple of key units here and there, but overall UD Soldier is safe. UD Soldier has a booming economy. Sure, the goal base helps, that's true, but two bases are better. GG gets called, and UD Soldier will claim the series 2-0, does advance on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. UD Soldier will claim the series, and with that... Hatsu is going to be eliminated from the tournament. Again, these are all elimination matches. All elimination matches. We're bidding adieu to some of these players here. With that, Hatsu is going to be out. Jamek is out, and we have another elimination match coming up next. Again, when it comes to Hatsu's build, there was potential there. Really unfortunate that there was no mineral mining after the boys were pulled away from the main base. Really unfortunate there. There was no excess income. There were no reinforcements from the side of Hatsu. Likewise, wasn't quite able to really get that all in going. There were some moments there for sure. There were definitely some nice moments for Hatsu, but in the end, UD Soldier does defend. With that, we have our next TVP, just non-stop Terran versus Protoss action here tonight, as we've had quite a bit already here, and we have more up ahead of us. It is going to be a best of 3 between Inexorable and Mindle VK. Oh boy, 2 players from opposite ends of the world facing off, from Brazil, from Europa. Let's go. Jumping into that Terran versus Protoss matchup. Oh, and looks like Inexorable might be on a new team. Okay. I will have to confirm with Inexorable, but spawning in the right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the red Protoss player for Psystorm Gaming. It is Mindle VK. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Terran player, the Brazilian Terran. Looks like now representing Eximius Gaming, it is Inexorable. Go again. Inexorable for a long time was on Platinum Heroes, then switched on over to Alien Esports, then was on Little Fairy, but now looks like is on Eximius. I don't know if this is just temporary or a permanent thing. Eximius Gaming, of course, is a Brazilian team. They have a lot, if not most, of the Brazilian players, and Inexorable may have joined their ranks. Have joined them. So far, so good. Do you have any show openers? When it comes to Inexorable's play in this matchup, he's typically an aggressive player. He's very aggressive, very in your face. Mindle VK on the flip side here is a little bit more mid-game oriented instead, so I feel like we're going to have our roles already chosen here. Inexorable being the aggressor. I say that is going to be opening up double gas into a faster CC, so an economic start from Inexorable, but we'll see where he takes us from here. Likewise, it's been a while since I've casted Mindle VK. Like, it's been far too long. He has been a little bit less active as a player. I mean, I say that, he's been active in other ways, of course. He's been doing a lot of streaming, organizing a lot of tournaments, and has been playing a lot of 2v2 and StarCraft Evolution as well. So Mindle VK, again, has been active in other aspects of StarCraft. A little bit less in 1v1. But I do appreciate covering him whenever we can. And we'll see how he compares. Always hard to judge kind of players from different regions. Inexorable, he does move in. Oh, gonna be deflected. We have our initial take of choice, gonna be a Twilight Council opener out of mid of VK. Does open Twilight Council. Likewise, Inexorable back at home, going for his own 1-1-1. Nothing crazy, there's no second racks, there's no second factory. So far, we're kind of calming down, getting into our games. Nothing crazy yet. As it is going to be Blink. Blink out of Mindle. We're expecting a third gateway into a third base, but we'll see if Mindle decides to be a little bit greedier or more safe. Our eyes are on the gate count. And on the potential Robo. Speaking of, there it is. Robo gets thrown down in the main. Got my attention. Robo is thrown down. We have an extra gateway in the main base as well. So it is 3-gate Blink. Okay, so very safe play here by Mindle. 3-gate Blink, Robo on 2 bases. Taking both gases as well, all before the third. So very safe play by Mindle VK. This would be a sign for Inexorable to start working towards his own third base as well. There's a lower chance that aggression is going to work against this, but for now, going for his own mind trap. Inexorable has yet to confirm what's going on. You can see his Hellions checking for the third on the left-hand side. And the job will confirm no third base on the right either. The drop is coming in. Mindle does pull away in time. What's a little bit scary here is that the Nicoract doesn't go into the main. So Inexorable, he does not scout the main base. We can see as one probe, it should be going down. Oh, the retargeting. One probe goes down, and meanwhile we have a Bay on 2 bases. Now we see what the double gas was for the faster Bay, not for faster Storm, for faster Colossus production. Jesus. Now Mindle is expanding, but this is a very late expansion, as this is just very safe play from Mindle VK. And again, Inexorable's not fully aware. He's throwing down extra Raxes. Getting to his eBay, getting to +1. At least in Inexorable, he saw the lack of third, so he has an idea. But again, this second bunker is overkill. I guess technically, based on what he's seen, he may assume it's a 2-base all-in, but again, that's a rarity in this matchup. Yeah, Inexorable, he's very scared. He might think it's 4-gate Blink. True. He might think it's 4-gate Blink Stalker. So Inexorable, he is ready for aggression. He's got double bunker on the low ground. He's got double tank on the high ground. He's got his Marines in position. He's got his Raven as well. Like, he is set up to defend against nothing because Mindle didn't open aggressively. He opened safely. He opened a little more tech heavy, I should say. Now he's slowly getting a third base. It's a late third, but he's getting it nonetheless. And there's a scan. Now he sees a Colossus. Now Inexorable knows. Now I realize what's been going on. Sees a Colossus, like, hold up. What's been happening? Here comes the mass salvage on the bunkers. Now we can unsiege. Now we can start to move out. But Mindle, he's stabilizing. Like, he's getting away with this. CC's halfway done. Oh, that's a fast second starport. Okay. I mean, that will help deal with the Colossus, of course, for Vikings. So Inexorable is getting into the mid game. Inexorable, he's stuck with this army and he has to do something with it. So far, staying at home. Nope. So Inexorable does catch the Observer. Again, we're just building up on 3 bases. I'll say that Mindle is now a little bit late to expand and get a fourth. True. Where's that fourth base as we're getting into the mid game? As Mindle, before he expands and gets a fourth, he's taking up into Storm. So again, just really tech heavy here for Mindle. He delayed his third for Colossus and he's delaying his fourth for Storm. And this is more ideal if the Terran player's in your face, but okay, he comes in on siege. Inexorably may move out. We'll see if he can hit before Storm finishes. Storm should soon be on the way. Templar morphing in. Where's Storm? Where's the Storm? We got the money for it. Getting into Archons. Inexorably does push forward. His goal is to knock down a fourth that doesn't exist. Which is still better for Inexorable. Where's the fourth base? The army's not gonna flash. Yeah, missile goes up and Inexorable, he can just overwhelm. He can overwhelm the army. Like Mindle, he's not set up to be aggressive like this. He's been going for a safer start, a safer setup to be more defensive. Unless he tries to move out, he gets completely shut down, and Inexorable, he will be able to run away with this. He was looking for a fight, he got it. Again, based on Mindle's build, like he was set up to just be more defensive, to slowly expand, to get a fourth base, but he did not get a fourth. Instead, he moved out, he got caught out in the open, and Inexorable is running away with this. He's running away with this. There's no splash damage. Remember, Storm was never researched. Colossus count was reset. And Inexorable. He's going for it. He's sending it back. He's sending it. Rally in, back, rally in. Trying to counterattack with a prism. And I believe there's going to be one closer to defend. There's still a couple of Vikings left over. There we go, Vikings do lift. And the Colossus, there we go, the Colossus does go down. Once again, we can land. You can land, and Inexorable, he has done it, he has broken Mindle VK. There is nothing else here, and again, a really interesting setup and build of choice from Mindle. We'll get into it. Inexorable. He sims forward again. There's two Zealots left. There's a couple of Stalkers remaining. There's just no standing army. The Colossus has arrived. Let's go. Does pull the voice. We're getting a little bit desperate. Este Mindle VK. 10 probes there, pulling the boys. And he will lose everything. Lose everything here. Oh, we got some EMPs as well. Just in case. So he backs up. He has to wait for reinforcements. We have Vikings on the way. We have Ghosts on the way. 2-2 on the horizon as well. 4 CCs floating over. I mean, there are ways to try to recover in this. Now we have Storm. now we start researching Storm. It's too late. It's too late for that, man. It's too little too late for that, unfortunately. There was a window or a timing for that later, or sorry, earlier, I should say. Earlier on, far earlier on. But again, it's come and gone. Believes in the power of Storm. Storm's pretty good. This is pretty good if we can get it. EB goes up. Jesus. Vikings, they just go to town. once again, there's just no support for the Colossus. They're pulling one after the other. Both Colossus full. And GG gets pulled, and Inexorably does take a lead in the series. Does take game number 1. GG. Ooh, GG, well played. And again, just really, I almost want to say timid play by Mindle VK here. Remember, Mindle, he intentionally delayed his natural. He delayed his third. He delayed his third base. He delayed his fourth base as well, which I do think can work really well if your opponent's going for a 2-base all-in, right? If an Inexorable is going for a 2-base all-in, then Mindle would have been ready for that, would have been set up beautifully for that. But Inexorable expanded. He expanded once he realized that his opponent was being very safe. Then he decided to just get a third CC, build up on 3 bases, even get a fourth as well, and work towards a longer and later game. And over time, he just outscaled his opponent thanks to a greater economy. Mindle, again, he's kind of set himself behind a little bit there by staying on the lower economy as well. So yeah, and his play seemed very scared. But now we're getting to our next game. And in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our red Protoss. Besides from gaming, down in the series, it is Mindle VK. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Brazilian Terran player. We have the yellow Terran representing his team is gaming. It is Inexorable. Sure, Terrans, they love showering the storms. True. They do love it. They love it. If you weren't here last night for the show match between Tasia and Classic, I do recommend it, because yo, Blue Storm, there were let me tell you, there were a lot of storms on Blue Storm, man. A lot of storms. It was crazy. I do recommend it. Tasia versus Classic on Blue Storm was a banger. Bang. So now this time we have an economic start from, or say that open out of Mindle VK. Once again, we have a tech heavy start out of Inexorable. Double gas, and Great Faster Factory. We'll see where he takes us. We'll see how our players do adjust. As we are now going to be expanding CC on the high ground. Inexorable playing it safe. I mean, hey, he's ahead. Does have a lead. So Optim played safe. And we'll see if Mindle's going to be a little bit more assertive this time. Again, it felt like he was playing scared against an Inexorable in Game 1. I would hope to see something more assertive or something more confident, whether it's economic or not. Oh, Mindle. I hope the Game 1 was a bit of a wake-up call for that. I'm going to be confident back. Builds are underway. There's Cloak. Behind this one into Cloak. So getting into Cloak Banshee. So far unscouted. Checking the vision here, there is no sentry. Uh-oh, no sentry, no hallucination. Not yet. Apparently Mindle in the dark. Inexorable, he does want that pylon. Ooh, the medevac taking a lot of hits though. Oh no, medevac goes down, no high ground vision, and with that, Mindle VK, he does hold. Does hold, does defend. Inexorable just getting a little bit too greedy. Was not worth it. Blink is almost done. It is going to be 3-gate Blink. 3-gate Blink Stalker. Oof. Pylon does go down. It's a Pylon. Middle kiting back. Oof. Does cut away in time, and he will clean this up without losing any additional Stalkers. Nice control. Nice control out of middle, and there it is, third base. Let's go. We have a 3-gate opener, 3-gate Blink into a third expansion. There's no 2 gases, there's no Bay, there's no Colossus on 2 bases. No, none of that. Is claiming his third. So compared to last game, middle BK, his economy is going to be on point. I may have spoken too soon. She has arrived. She does get in. Oh. Gets caught out by the Stalkers, though. That was not worth it for an Inexorable. You got, what, 1 probe, if that? Inexorable is moving out. He's a little bit committed here. I don't know if we can really get much done with this army. He's trying to catch out any Stalkers. Middle expands. Inexorable throwing down 3 more ranks behind this. Okay. Get into a 5-rack setup. Tanks going for the ramp. At the same time, Middle VK, he does bypass the entire army. I believe I don't think he's aware. Oh, he's looking. Does find him. Yeah, it does come in from behind. Diving on the tanks. He gets 1. He gets 1, and oh god, he's gonna get punished though. That's a lot of Stalkers falling. Jesus, he does get both tanks. Those are expensive trades here for Middle VK. Got plenty of weapons though. Jesus. He's on AK ways. This will be 10. Middle does counterattack. Catching out more reinforcements. These are vanilla Marines, I just realized. No stim. Wait, what? There we go. Stim just now beginning, getting stim, combat shields. We have the 5-rack setup, but again, it does feel like these upgrades are delayed. They have been delayed because of the Cloak Banshee. And they're finally paid for themselves. Banshee, they get into the main. Getting 8 probe kills, not bad. Make up for the first Banshee. The army is forced back home for a moment, but I do like this from Middle VK. I mean, the killer instinct. Remember, everything here, the tech has all been delayed because of the build of choice from Inexorable. That's why there's no stim, there's no +1, there's no combat shields. I mean, Inexorable, he is vulnerable right now. Drop into the main. Does cause a distraction. Deny stim? Yeah, stim is denied. Pushing up the ramp, getting on top of the first tank. First tank goes down. And GG. GG gets called. He pulls Inexorable apart, and Middle VK ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. We're going to the ace match here again. Just a really rocky start here from Inexorable. Came in quite hard to his initial Cloak Banshee, and even though towards the end they got some damage done, the downside there was, of course, he had everything else delayed. Delayed upgrades, delayed bio, he had no bunker, no safety bunker at the natural base either, and he also lost 2 tanks as he pushed out across the map. So again, just overly aggressive there from Inexorable. Wasn't worth it, did not pay off, and with that, we're going to the ace match. With that, we're going to game 3, and we're going to be loading into Golden Aura. Now, not for the first time. I didn't get to mention it last time, but Golden Aura is one of the, I say new maps. It's an older map in the map pool, but it is added to this season's map rotation. For OSC tournaments, they have the standard ladder maps, true, but they also have maps that are voted on by the player base. There are 3 maps added: Sandworm, Golden Aura, and Ocean Bore. Those are the 3 maps that have been added to the map pool. That's why we're seeing some of these otherwise older maps. And so we're voted on by the players. And this morning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the red Protoss player representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MindoVK. And this morning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Brazilian Terran player. We have the yellow Terran representing Eximius Gaming. It is Inexorable. We go. As last game, we had much more confident play out of Mindle, so I appreciate that. So I'm going 3-gate blink into a third, just having a greater economy. No fear. Not at all. As Enix does go double gas. Once again, this can lead into Banshee play. I'm hoping we don't see that again, but it is going to be available to Inexorable. Towards Banshees. Both Banshees specifically. So we are building up. First Reaper moves out. Again, Mindle, you went for a much more standard opener last game compared to the safetiness that we saw in game 1. Here in Inexorable, he can go into Cloak Banshee play. He can even go into earlier Cyclone production, earlier tank production. We could see attempted 2-base all-in as well, which we haven't seen out of Inexorable yet. But he's willing. We're now going into Reaper Hellion, an abundance of Reaper Hellion as well, so this is designed to get economic damage done. It's designed to try to bust into the mineral line, but so far MindoVK is working on his SimCity, working on his wall. We'll see if he can wall off in time. Oh, that is a second Rax. Okay. Let's go. Second, do we get a third Rax as well? Show us a third Rax. Gibbs, there it is. 3 Rax follow up here. 1 base all in out of Inexorable. Now, to be fair, if you remember, I called this in Homono's game when Homono played, I think it was game 1. We saw the 3 Rax setup and Homono expanded. This is, I guess, not always an all in, but this is generally leading up to an all in into early stim. Early stim, early combat shields, early stim and bio timing with tank supports, and then you can pull the boys with this. Pull the boys. So far, one Stalker is not going to go down. Whew. But shield battery out of Mindle. Does hold, does defend. Inexorable looking for another way in. Does at least scout the tech. Does scout the researching Twilight Council. How many gates are we on? So far, 2. Sorry, getting up to 3. So 3-gate blink. Once again, the same build that we saw last game. Standard opener. Do we have a sentry? No. That's a little bit concerning. No sentry from MindoVK, and that means no scouting. Ay, ay, ay. Warp gate is now done. And if we don't warp in a sentry soon, then Mindle, he will not scout what's going on. He will not scout the sim timing that's coming his way. And that means he won't be out there to slow it down. No. As Mindle, he's getting a third base, going into a bay for Colossus production. And who hits first? Do the Colossus arrive in time, or does an Inexorable break Mindle? We're waiting for the upgrades, waiting for Stim. Stim, combat shields are halfway done. Inexorable's almost there. And again, what's the scariest part about this is that Mindle, he still has not scouted. The Observer finally moving out, but I believe by the time he gets across the map, Inexorable is already going to be across the map. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. And there's the on siege. Mindor, he does not scout. Yeah, he doesn't scout the move out. Oh, he does see the boys. Okay, he does see the boys, he knows. Sees the boys, he's now aware. We need shield batteries. And we need to slow this down. Yeah, you can. Oh, yes, he blinks forward to slow this down because he's out of position. Oh, which is going to cost him a stalker. Oh, barely not. But again, he's trying to pick away at the Marines. And he's already across the map. Gets one, gets 2 shield batteries. And he's not going to be stopped. Yeah, he's not going to be stopped. The first Colossus is still on the way. Oh. It's one of the tanks. It's one of the tanks. There's a siege, getting us over the pylons, and the third base is forfeit. The natural base also has been broken. The Colossus is almost out. Almost. It'll help. But what's going to be left? Oh. Dragging down within range of the tanks. The base goes down. Boys are being pulled. Minor getting desperate. He blinks on forward. He gets one. He gets one tank. Oh, good. But it's only going to be one tank. I say that. That's a lot of splash damage. Tanks to bring down the stalkers, and there we go. He sims on in, takes down the Colossus. Colossus goes down, and GG gets called inexorably, pops off with a 2-base all-in, and he will claim the series. Minor is out of the OSC Elite Rising Star number 16. GG, well played again. Minor, he did not scout the all-in. He did not go for a sentry. He had no hallucination. He did not scout the main base. By the time the observer got across the map, the all-in was already coming at him. So again, just late scout out of Minor, late realization of the all-in. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Inexorable, as he does claim the series. Predictions did not open, actually. My apologies. But GG, well played, and we have one series remaining. We have one series left in the broadcast. Uno más, papi, uno más. It is going to be a final series, a final PvP between PAPI and Night Phoenix. Let's go. Let us go. Again, we have one series remaining. It's our boy, PAPI. It's our boy. Let's go. What a way to end it. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the red Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss. It is PAPI. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, the Ukrainian Protoss, representing Astronaut Esports. It is Night Phoenix. Second series of the broadcast. Here, we're back. Alright, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as again, this is the final series of the broadcast. The last one. Last one. So far we have mirrored builds, 2-gate opener out of PAPI, 2-gate opener out of Night Phoenix. Night Phoenix is typically a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more active. I will say that there is a chance that our players are going to play very safe, very standard, getting their naturals, their third bases up and running as well, and getting into the mid game. kind of like no rush 10 minutes. There's a chance of that happening, but my faith is in Night Phoenix. And here we go. He does hide his probe. He does hide his pylon. So proxy here out of Night Phoenix. PAPI comes in with the probe scouts, and PAPI, he will confirm that the pylon is missing. He's going to check further back behind the mineral line, and you compare bases basically. PAPI, he knows that he has 2 pylons, and Night Phoenix should have a second pylon as well, but he doesn't. The second pylon is missing. Now the question becomes, is it a real proxy or is it fake? It is not uncommon for Protoss players to throw down the pylon just to scare their opponents and not actually commit to a proxy. But the probe is still in position, so we're going to be committing here to a hidden building, and we're going for the robo. 1 base all in. 1 base all in out of Night Phoenix, going for the proxy robo. Now, this location is very far out of the way. It's very out of the way. I assumed it was going to be a Stargate just because of how far away it is, but no, it's going to be a robo, going to be a 1 base all in. Now, there's a give and take here. On the one hand, because the robo is so far away, this means that the all in is going to be weaker because it hits later, because the reinforcements hit later specifically. So it's going to be a bit of an awkward all in. On the other side, on the other hand, there's a very low chance it gets scouted because it's so far back. It's so far back, it's so far away. We see PAPI opening up with a natural base, going Sentry Stalker, hallucination across the map. He will confirm that there's nothing here. He will confirm that there's no expansion. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. PAPI, he knows that. There we go. Shield barriers are on the way. Ooh, Night Phoenix will force a cancel. It does force 1, does force a second cancel. Now going for the Sentry. Sentry goes down. Trading with the Stalker. Night Phoenix, he's going to bleed out Stalkers here. From here, cannot get away, cannot escape. Getting called out. More Stalkers rallying across. Awkward engagement here from Night Phoenix. Where's the Immortal? The Immortal's still on the way. Shield barriers, they're going to finish. It was a better start for Night Phoenix, but then Night Phoenix overextended, lost the Stalkers, and now the shield batteries are finishing up. With that, PAPI is holding on. PAPI getting his own defensive Immortals. And you can see it takes so long for the Immortal to arrive, for the Prism to arrive as well. Time is of the essence. Night Phoenix with the Prism can always bypass the natural and go straight for the main. This was micro potential. Percival locks down one of the Immortals. Doesn't come down. Reforce back. Yeah, he's able to pull back. And PAPI looks like he should be able to hold on. Oh, the Prism goes down. Prism goes down. Trades 1 for 1. The Immortal falls as well. And Night Phoenix, he has nothing left. He has nothing left. And remember, PAPI has a base. PAPI has a natural expansion up and running. And Night Phoenix does not. The longer this goes on, the better it is for PAPI. PAPI has been skipping probe production. I will say that we could have been making extra workers. The probes are now on the way. Again, this game is looking rough here for Night Phoenix. The all-in has fallen on its face. Of course, Night Phoenix has to double down. Can't just macro out of this. Going for Adepts. Adepts, they could try to slip into the bases, into the mineral lines. Getting 3 pro kills so far. It's damage. At the same time, shaves out to the low ground. Force fields lock down the Adepts. Still nice damage though. That's still 7 probes. PAPI, he was late to pull away the probes. Late to pull away his workers. And not bad. Bad hit from Night Phoenix. He locks out the Immortal. Night Phoenix pulling PAPI apart. Let's try to pull him apart. Getting an Immortal kill. Nice target firing there out of Night Phoenix, and PAPI's overextending. If he gets an Immortal, it's going to be okay, but I don't think he will. Loses another Stalker. Zealots, he wants it though, does get it. Does get the Immortal, and there we go. PAPI, he will overwhelm the army, getting another Immortal as well. Takes down 2 Immortals, now coming in for the 3rd, and going for the production. Going for the production, going for the Robo. Yeah, catching up the reinforcements, and GG gets called. The all-in fails, and PAPI, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Este PAPI. Does take the first game, does take a lead in the series. Again, Night Phoenix, it was a cheeky build, but we spoke about it. It was a weaker build because the Robo was so far away. It did give PAPI some precious seconds to gather reinforcements, to build up his defense. Every second does count. In the end, does hold. We also saw Night Phoenix overextending early on. If you remember, did overextend with his Stalkers. Did bleed out a lot of Stalkers early on, which was not worth it. And with that, we're getting into our next game. Oh my god, as, hold on. Now, I assumed that the extended map pool was Oceanborn alongside Sandworm and Golden Aura. My apologies, that is not the extended map pool. Wait, what? Man, my apologies, the extended map pool is Golden Aura, Ancient Sister, and Hecate. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the bottom head corner of Hecate, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss leading the series 1-0. It is PAPI. Este PAPI. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player. The blue Protoss representing Astronaut Esports from the land of Ukraine. It is Night Phoenix. And yeah, my apologies, but the map pool that I was associating with, the Oceanborn and Sandworm map pool, that was last season. Okay, so my apologies. So that was last season. This season, it is Ancient Sister, Golden Aura, and Hecate. These are all older ladder maps from years gone by, from recent years, I would say. Let's see. As once again, Night Phoenix immediately moves out for a proxy pylon. Now, this location is primed for a proxy Stargate, not a proxy Robo. So, I mean, I would have said the same about the last game as well, to be fair. Did we go for the same build 2 games in a row? No shot. No shot. This has to be a Stargate. But now, 2-gate opener out of PAPI. Second pylon in the main base, so once again a standard opener, and we'll see if PAPI can survive the aggression coming his way. The potential all-in. Once again, PAPI scouts. PAPI confirms that the pylon is missing. I would say that Hecate is a larger map, so there's a little more places to scout, to look for a proxy. If you were to attempt to look for it. Show us what you got, Stargate. Okay. As we mentioned, this makes more sense. Again, short rushes by air towards the main base, so proxy Stargate makes sense. This is not an all-in, but PAPI with the hard counter goes for a defensive Stargate. I mean, I say hard counter, if he realizes what's going on, he can make a Phoenix. He can make a Phoenix, he can shut down a Night Phoenix. I just realized what I said. As this should be proxy Oracle. Should be Oracles here. And we'll see if PAPI goes for Oracles of his own. Setups are moving out. Setups are moving out. He's spinning a shade. Night Phoenix still only on one base. So is PAPI. Ooh, what if they shade in? They're gonna get caught out. The Stalker's on the way. The trade is looking quite close, but here we go. The Oracle is revealed. It does get one attempt. Meanwhile, we have Night Phoenix's Oracles making their way into the main. The shield battery is ready. Now we can cancel the shield battery here from PAPI. If there's a cancel, he was basically getting ready for a proxy robo. Because remember, he still didn't know what was going on, but now he confirms a Stargate, which means he can expand. Oh, Night Phoenix blocks himself in. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, brutal start there for Night Phoenix. Locking himself in, a later expansion as a result. Double Oracle getting across the map, 2 Oracles, they can watch your probes. Likewise, Night Phoenix doing the same. See if Night Phoenix can defend. Oracles, they hit the natural. The natural, and oh, they take a lot of hits, they take a lot of damage. Ooh, 1 Oracle, the high NG Oracle goes down. Double Oracle into the main base of Night Phoenix, getting 2 probes. Just 2. Make it safe. Gets an adept as well. Barely not. Okay, getting up to 4 probe kills. And does slip away, and PAPI does take a worker lead. He's up by 7 probes. Again, that's thanks to economic damage, also thanks to the fact that PAPI had a faster natural base as well. True. His base is already done, Night Phoenix is still on the way, so PAPI does just have a greater probe production. PAPI is up in economy. Up in tech, Blink is on the way, a double Oracle back into the main base, gets another couple of probes. That's going to be 6, 7 more probes. Oh my god. And Night Phoenix is all in. Night Phoenix is all in. No shield battery. Okay, no shield battery. Low ground, boys are being pulled. So Oracle comes in to support as well. And PAPI is getting desperate. Oof, gets the Oracle. Gets the Oracle, barely losing any probes. More boys are being pulled just to be safe. PAPI is holding. That's going to be 5 probe kills. Forced to recall, he will save 1 Oracle. Sorry, 1 Stalker, that's what I meant to say. Saves one Stalker. And PAPI's up by 12 probes. Now, Night Phoenix is not out of this yet. There's still potential to get damage done. Whether it's another Oracle, whether it's the Adepts. There's a chance. And again, it is looking grim for Night Phoenix. Adepts are moving in. Oh. It's into the main base. Likewise gets 1, 2, 3 probe kills. 3 probes going down. Jesus, that's 10 probes go down. Okay, nice backstab here by Night Phoenix. Catching out 10 probes. Now, PAPI, he's been mining more for longer, so even though Night Phoenix does even up the probe count, PAPI still has a lead. With that lead, he's getting a 3rd base. Night Phoenix needs a little bit more than that. Evening up the worker count is not good enough. So PAPI's moving out. Doesn't go into the main. Does not go in. And we're slowing things down. We're calming down. PAPI claiming his 3rd. Night Phoenix is still on 2 bases, by the way. We're still on 2 bases. We have 2 more gates on the way. The extra gateways here and the lack of 3rd is indicative of a 2-base all-in. Night Phoenix knows that he's behind, so he knows he has to do something to recover in this game. And the goal is to go for an all-in. Oh boy. Now we can see Knife Phoenix, sorry, we can see PAPI confirming this. Stasis trap on the right hand side, and now he can rotate over towards the left. He's looking for an expansion, and he will see there is none. Yeah, there's no base, there's a pylon, but there's no nexus. So PAPI knows he has to get ready back at home. Extra shield barriers would be ideal, extra warp pins. Now is not the time to focus on building up the probe count. Now is the time to focus on the army. Here comes Knife Phoenix. Let's move in. Again, it's all or nothing. Ooh, Stasis Trap is not going to be triggered. The Prism goes down. Prism goes down. Stasis Traps is still active. And Knife Phoenix does try to start stepping into a concave, a brutal concave as well. And PAPI has the high ground. PAPI holds. PAPI does hold. Knife Phoenix forced out. Is going to be forced out here, and with that, PAPI's getting further ahead. He's getting further ahead. Okay, Stasis Trap will connect. Oof. Catching the Stalker, catching 4 probes, and Knife Phoenix going for the last Hail Mary play. Could be Dark Templar, but no, it's going for disruptors. Disruptors here. Okay. If we can land a couple of Novas, even if you're down 20-30 supply, you can make up for that. You can make up for that in PvP. You can recover with disruptors. Gonna be easy, but it's possible. It's possible. From here, PAPI. I mean, he's just extending his lead. He's extending his lead even further. 40 supply. How many disruptors do we have? 3. Okay, this is it. We got 3 disruptors. We got 3 Novas. Let's go. As we have PAPI distracting on the right, moving on the left. Oh, there it goes up. Raising the army. Creates the army. Disruptor, he gets 1. The other Nova doesn't connect. There's got 1 Nova left. And he's breaking through. Yeah, PAPI's breaking through the right-hand side. The Colossus has arrived. That's not going to help too much here. There's the NG overcharge. PAPI blinks in, takes down the final Disruptor, and GG gets called. PAPI, he will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round and knocking Knife Phoenix out of the tournament. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, as PAPI, he will claim it. Very well done, very well played. Shout out to Knife Phoenix. Hyper aggression out of Knife Phoenix, going into a 1-base all-in in game 1, and here in game 2, kind of faking a 1-base all-in, but falling further behind and being forced into an all-in himself. In the end, he had to try to expand and macro out of it. Disruptors had potential, but as we saw, no major connections. No major connections. With that, GG and PAPI will claim it. Well done. Well done. Well played. And with that, we have our updates here on the brackets. Whew, we made it through 7 best of 3s. we made it, PAPI. We made it. Ay, ay, ay. As you can see here, we have Homono. Homono takes down Jomek 2-1. Homono facing off against Jumi. Oh, that is dangerous. Like, I'm a big fan of Jumi. Jumi, he's our boy. We expect Jumi to go far. Jumi, he's the reigning champion. But Homono is one of those players that can cheese a favorite out. 100%. Homono, we've seen him take down Max Fax, we've seen him take down Hearthstone, and we could see him take down Jumi as well. So Jumi has to be very careful coming into that next series. Likewise, UD Soldier waiting for the winner of Jumi and Homono. Sebes is waiting for the winner of all of them. Scrolling down, we have Eba up against F2 Click. We have Sig versus Hydra as well. So we have some Zerg representation down here still remaining. We have Shameless versus Mini Zerg. I look forward to seeing more of Mini Zerg. He's been doing quite well for himself. When it goes up against Inexorable, meanwhile we have PAPI. PAPI waiting for the winner of Mixu and Demi. A ZVZ, a rare sight in the lower bracket. We'll see if Demi can have some fun with Mixu. I know Demi's been, again, having a lot more. He's been enjoying himself in his retirement. Has been playing more for fun more than anything, and is a lot more chaotic as a result. So we'll see. We'll see how he fares against Mixu. As again, PAPI waiting for them, and Exorb waiting for Shameless and Mini Zerg. And likewise, we have Moja, Nicoract, and Sebestis down here as well. Again, this is the lower bracket. Bearing in mind, for the upper bracket, we are going to have the Battle of the ArT. We have ArT versus ArT. For the first time, by the way, in competitive StarCraft, they've actually never played against each other, which I find it hard to believe just because they're both very active. But yeah, apparently they've never played until now. So the ArTs are facing off. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Percival still waiting for the winner of Baby Marine and Young Yakov. Again, these matches will be taking place next week. We don't know if we're going to be casting that, by the way. Typically, the OSC Rising Star tournament does, in a way, rotate between casters. Ourselves, Chicken Man, Steadfast, Dave Testa, Wardy, depending on who's available. Depending on who's available, they will be covering it. We have covered the first 3 days. We might cover the 4th day as well. We'll see. We shall see. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it, as we are going to be wrapping up for the day. I say for the day, if we look at the at our schedule here, we are scheduled to cast StarCraft Evolution League at 7 p.m. KST. That is 8 p.m. AEST. That's in around 6 hours. That's 6.5 hours time. And we are meant to cast, but I am feeling a little bit under the weather. I was feeling it like maybe yesterday. I was feeling it, sorry, 2 days ago, and I haven't been getting worse, but I've been plateauing, which is maybe a good thing. I don't know. I'm not feeling too well. Again, my throat is sore, and I'm very low energy. I think I'm coming down with a fever. That's why I'm actually a little bit more abrigado. Like I'm a little bit more abrigado too. Trying to stay warm. It is cold here. It is winter in Australia. So yeah, feeling a little bit under the weather. But we'll see how we feel this evening. Otherwise, we may cast SEL tonight, or we might skip it. We might skip the cast and might try to get some rest. Depends on how we feel. I apologize for being low energy for this cast for the morning, but again, just a little bit out of it. So we'll see. And now is not the time to get sick. As you can see with our schedule, there's so much StarCraft this week. There's so many events to cast, so many events to cover. I rarely do get sick. I rarely do get unwell, but yeah, it's creeping. I can feel it creeping up on me. No. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys either later tonight, or maybe tomorrow, or maybe Thursday. Pegasus Cup is one of those casts that we have the option to skip if we're a little bit unwell. OSC Elite is not, because we're the only English cast. But for Pegasus Cup, like Pig is there, Chicken Man's there, Steadfast is there. Like, there's other English coverage, so it's not the biggest of deals if we miss it. And for StarCraft Evolution League, it's a replay cast, and we can always move it around. It's fine. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, though, we get better and we're able to cast everything. We'll see. For now, I'm going to go get some breakfast, and I'm going to go pass out. I'm going to try and get some sleep. But thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next time. See you next time. You're always high energy tonight. A little bit. Yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Ciao. Bye. Ciao. See you next time.